Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Yo. Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Yo. Cash and the ticket is yours.
Water is the softest and most yielding substance, yet nothing is better than water for overcoming the hard and rigid, because nothing can compete with it. Lao Tzu.
Name straight, new wave.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the CGL channel and the Kunoichi Kickoff. We're here with the start of our round robin 1 in the NA bracket. We've got some incredible teams, some storied history between these two teams. One of them pretty new, but one of them long and pretty old. We have got In Wonderland facing off against Less Than 3 Biscuit. Tell us about these teams.
Well, let's talk about it first. Hello, I'm Biscuit. You know, my first in camera apparition, by the way. It's good to be here. You know, very interesting cup here with the Kunoichi tournament. As you were saying, we have an interesting matchup right now. And one of the things that I do want to discuss is a little bit of like the history behind the teams. And the first one that I want to take over, if you don't mind, K-Wing, is Less Than 3. Less Than 3, a team that has been in the scene for longer than I've been, for longer than I've been a caster, for longer than I've been anything related to Overwatch, legitimately. This team has been winning in Calling All Heroes. They've been winning in other marginalized gender tournaments, and it has gone like extremely well. This team, Pixjo, Distill, Splash, Burrito, Munching, these are people that have been together for years upon years upon years. They have some synergy that you will not see from like even contenders teams that might be new to the scene. So trust me, these people, they trust each other, they know how to play together, and they will show you how to play some good Overwatch. But when it comes to our other team, K-Wing, what's some info that you can give about us?
Yeah, so in Wonderland, like you see here, you got Night Raven, Manji, Demon Breed, Dodds, and RDG Salt. Got some really great players on that team, but they don't have that history as much as Less Than 3. Like you said, other marginalized gender tournaments includes the Overwatch Empowerment Cup, which was in early 2022 for just an idea of how long this team has been together. And now they might not have the exact same roster that they did for the Overwatch Empowerment Cup a full year and change ago, but just having that veneration, that long standing, is something that you have to respect if you're in Wonderland. So a bit of the new kids on the block versus a long and storied team. Which one do you think is going to come out on top in this one group that we've got? Because we've got our round robin stage, but then we go into a bracket stage very, very soon. I believe tomorrow is when that starts.
Yep. And today we're gonna be here for a while, K-Wing. It's gonna be as you were calling it, round robin. This is a tournament that has a lot of stakes, but we can talk about the stakes a little bit later. By a little bit later, we can say right about here, because these teams, as we go into it, I am more willing to say that less than 3 is gonna win based on their history. Like, when you've been together for a while, the game is all about mechanics, it's all about composition, playing the meta, but at some point it also becomes the connection between the players. Like, how can you trust if a fight is going to be lost? Hey, can I trust my Moira to clutch it out? Can I trust my tank's calls even if they look bad, right? So that's what I want to say. But even new teams, they have a new perspective to the game. Some old teams might be used to older metas, they might be used to older stuff that might not work quite as well. So even though today we're seeing teams that one of them seems like they could win it all immediately, we cannot count them out. And our first map will be happening right about now. It's going to be Ilios as our first map, control the usual stuff that we like to see. And looks like we're going to be seeing very different comps. We're talking about the Brawl, we're talking about the Dive, and with Symmetra, with Sombra. Not so usual on the side of Symmetra. However, this Junker Queen comp, the Jotes, as they like to call it here on the streets, it's going to be the Lucio, the Kiriko. You know how it is. That cleanse is so important to keep your Junker Queen alive, who has no shield, who has no way to defend herself other than like 150 shields. And then in Wonderland, they are looking to play real fast here, K-Wing. We're looking for some hacks. The monkey jumps on you, and then you're immediately dead. And the Brig and Diana, they kind of have to play Dead by Daylight. They have to be by themselves, hoping that they don't get jumped on. So less than 3 looking to play real fast, and then Wonderland looking to play even faster.
Yeah, you're going to wonder who's going to get that early hack onto the health pack first, as less than 3 start to roll around this Junker Queen, going to try and dish out the damage onto that Winston bubble into the air. Hacked out, just the damage is going to be put on, but that's a really great anti coming in on a little lamp, will get cleansed out. Jaguar slept. Now KJ on the Sombra, trying to dish out the damage. Down to Klefki. On the Soldier, looking to try to force out that Tracer, forces out Recall. Sombra going to be the first pick. KJ going down. Klefki finds an answer. Now Reva on the Sombra, staying in Cloak. Go out to this more drawn out view. Big pick onto the Lucio from Klefki on the Soldier, dishing out the damage, and finds the finishing blow.
Right, and that is what we're going to be seeing a lot. They have to get their finishing blows almost immediately. Otherwise, if it goes on for a long time, you get your hack back, you get your axe back, you get your shout back, you get everything back. So right now with double flankers, I didn't even get time to finish because of Sally. What a pick from Kajirsti. Really good stuff. This means that the momentum is dead, and in Wonderland, looking like they want to establish themselves some point.
Yeah, and they're going to just pull back. They know that they've got time.
Right, they got more than enough time to be anchoring down here. Look at that, the Soldier is going to allow them to take the high ground, and it makes it so much harder for them to walk in. And look at that, burn downs and cooldowns aren't coming in.
Oh, Spiner on that Winston uses the Primal Rage, tanks a Pulse Bomb to the dome, and stays alive, gets the picks. Now just looking for those finishing blows, but KJ's gonna go down. That is not a great start. Jaguar's finding another pick. That's not great. You're gonna have a recontest so quickly coming in from less than 3. They're gonna roll right in on the point. They aren't even gonna wait. They're gonna give In Wonderland no room to breathe. They're gonna walk right in with this Junker Queen. There's the Nano onto Spinor, looking to keep this in control. There's the Rampage right onto the Ana as well. Jaguar just said, oh, Junker Queen can play dive too, buddy. Now Klefki using that ult, finds one pick. That one pick, though, can be so important, especially the Sombra. Really, really good at keeping your team down. Finally, just pulling out ahead. A scrappy fight to keep it in the hands of In Wonderland. But it's a one fight.
And that is so bad for them because that's the thing, they put all their chips in and they get nothing in return. They don't even get 1% in, but they do have the EMP, K-Wing. So if they can manage to get even a singular pick, this could be the best thing they could do, but Kajirsti killing those hopes.
AJ just comes in with their EMP, goes first, goes better, takes out their Lucio, and they needed to get that pick. Jaguar's gonna go down. And it's no hope. The EMP is going to come in and find 3. It will find the finish onto the Ana, but they needed to invest the Pulse Bomb to keep that going. Halo will go down. That's both supports. Ashley comes in with the beat and just trying to keep less than 3 in this. It's 99-0. They're finding the picks, but they've got an angry monkey on the point they got to deal with this right now. KJ's going to find a pick onto the Kiriko, and it might just be all over for less than 3. This overtime wick is still burning. They flip the point, but the recontest is right there. Klefki finding an early pick to shut this down. The Symmetra's coming in and doing absolute work. Klefki picking up 3 to keep this for In Wonderland. It's not a 100-0, but oh man, was that scary. First round to In Wonderland.
In Wonderland, they take the first round, and that means that they get all of the momentum going into a second round. Ilios is such a momentum-based map. Like, you're going to be seeing a lot of dive, you're going to see a lot of brawl. Like, it looks like they're picking different compositions, which is kind of weird. You know, usually teams stick to one meta on the same point. Like, you know, you see your Lijiang, they all play brawl. But here, you can play, like, different comps into different comps. However, this Lighthouse is going to be the dive party. Like, it's going to be Monkey, it's going to be going hard in all. And when you're choosing Monkey K-Wing, you're saying, I'm going in and I'm not looking back. Unless I'm going back to spawn, in which case we are going back. However, we have the ball, we also have the echo, and this is such good synergy. However, KJ, I'm interested by the Symmetra pick, because Symmetra, she's not a common character. You see her in brawl because you can sustain through long fights, and that is what they want to go for. However, I don't get to see her today because it's going to be the mirror matchup, except for the Sombra exchange for the echo.
Yeah, and a big ante coming in onto Jaguar on the Winston, barely able to stay alive, but gonna get some good healing for those supports as the rollout comes in, and the Echo immediately goes down, traded out immediately from Halo. He's dishing out great damage onto these supports, but they stay alive, and Spinor is just not able to find those final little ticks of damage with the Tesla cannon. Now gonna jump right in it. Jaguar is gonna get slept. I thought that was Spinor on this Winston getting slept out, but it was Jaguar who's gonna try and jump in onto the In Wonderland backline, but gonna find themselves with a face full of sticky bombs, courtesy of Echo, but it won't matter when you got both the supports, and now it's just gonna be stall for In Wonderland. Less than 3 are fighting back.
Yeah, in Wonderland, they don't get quite everything that they need. The Echo is really hard to sustain if you're not going in at the same time, if you're not confirming the kills really quickly. That's why you're picking her, because the beam is gonna make kills that would not happen. However, in Wonderland, they just don't manage to quite get it, and less than 3 getting their stuff back in. However, look at that, we're looking for a devious Sombra play here, and if we can get the hack early, if we can get the EMP, the stick!
Onto the other Tracer. KJ just landed the most BM stick that you can land as a Tracer player, and Klefki's following it up with a double kill as well. Oh, that's just disgusting from the slime herself.
It's a Tracer on Treasure violence, and the 1v1 is so disrespectful when you win it with a Tracer. If it's already hard to stick as a pulse on someone, imagine on a Tracer K-Wing. But however, we do see it because that's the level of play we're starting to see here. And in Wonderland, they managed to get their stuff back, and ultimates, they are coming in hot. We have everything except for a pulse bomb, and this means that we're gonna see a primal, we're gonna see a copy real soon.
Yeah, and the EMPs are what I'm looking at is from Reyna. From Reva is what I'm looking at, is this EMP, because that is a fight-winning ultimate, and that's debatably the one you have. This is such a good primal. This is such a good primal. It's just shutting down Spinor on this Winston, just keeping them in a corner. No one puts Baby in a corner, but it seems like Jaguar didn't get the memo. Copy gonna come in onto the Sombra. In Wonderland says, oh, we don't have an EMP, but they still won't. They won't get the chance to use it. Klefki's gonna go down first. They're getting the picks. They're taking out this Ana. The dive in from Spinor is going to take down Ashley. And In Wonderland will eventually take back this point, 52-41.
I've seen primals on Anas, on Brig, on everyone except on a monkey, and a nano monkey at that. So that is a shutdown on the nano, which is absolutely crucial for your compositions on the side of dive, and that just kind of kills their momentum going forward. However, Brigitte has their ultimate, and this means that if we have Rally, we can just group up, like live through everything that we would not expect to live through. So in Wonderland, although they don't have the Eva's ultimate right now, they're going against an EMP as well. They could sustain it if they have a good Rally.
Yeah, and they still come out on top regardless of that, as both teams coming in. Losing Jaguar is not great. Ozzy trying to keep this up, trying to get into the back line. What a one clip coming in with the help of Reva on the Sombra. has the pulse bomb, looking to stick this Brig, looking to find that damage, might not even need to stick, but still the EMP gonna jump right in. Halo will go down immediately. That's the follow-up that you wanna see. Less than 3 are not going to go down in this without a fight.
Right, they are not going down, K-Wing. Like, there's a lot that they have playing for, and even though it's round robin, you still want to do good here in the early phases of the tournament. And in Wonderland, although they are pushed out, they do have their nano coming back. And if you nano that monkey, we've seen what they can do. They can just take over the point immediately, but look at that, they're zoning them out immediately, and they want to contest the Tracer 1v1 on point, and this might be a last fight territory.
Oh, it certainly is for almost both of these teams now, as that's an early pick onto the Winston. Halo's coming in on this Brig and taking no prisoners. The Primal Rage just dishing out the damage. In Wonderland, looking to take this point, they're going to do so incredibly well. Is anyone on less than 3 going to even be able to touch? The answer is no, and in Wonderland are going to take our first map, and in a 1-2 series, Biscuit, that could be so deadly. That could be the death knell.
Again, yeah, and if you have the first two watermark on top, you know that this is going to be your last map, possibly, if you don't get your game together. And I don't think necessarily the Desert 3 was playing bad, but in Wonderland, they just have incredible tempo. We saw them with the way that they used their ultimates. They used them early, they used them when they needed to, and it just meant that whenever they were coming back, they always had an ultimate. They always had an EMP, they always had a rally, they always had some beat. They had anything that they could have wanted to just win every fight after fight after fight. However, Lesson 3, although they didn't quite win the map, they did give them a hard time. We saw them at the end. It was a 99 to 99 point, basically. So as we go into the next one, we cannot count them out. Again, we've seen it, and you said it, I said it. These are teams that have been together for a long time, specifically on the side of Lesson 3. So trust me, anything could happen as we go into the next one. And you know, sometimes you need like this reality check. Like, okay, we lost the first match. We gotta get our stuff together. We gotta maybe be more communicative. Maybe we gotta stuff has to die quickly because we're on dive. Like, anything could happen. Any calm, any change of pace. However, we're going into map 2 real soon, and possibly last map if, you know, in Wonderland manages to win it.
Completely agree. In Wonderland is coming in, and you know, when we told you that we didn't have the story for these guys, that we didn't have the long we didn't have like the history for them, they have some really incredible players. You saw KJ, you saw Klefki, and Halo as well on the main support, and I'm not sure exactly I recognize some of these names. I don't recognize all of them. That might be, if we're talking about Halo, that might be a name you might have heard if you're into professional Overwatch pretty well, because Halo is a very, very good main support.
Right, you know, we have a couple of really good names in the tournament. Of course, some people that we haven't seen before, and maybe not as known in the community. However, these are people that have been playing Overwatch for a long time, and if they are here, it's because they have the tools to prove that they can do it. They have the proof that they have the tools to say, I'm a good player, I'm coming in here, even against the older teams, I can do it as well. So, you know, we have everything from old faces to new faces, and that is what makes it very exciting. That's what I like the most about Overwatch. It includes a lot of people, and that makes it very, very fun. However, you know, I do think that the teams are a little stressed out right now. You know, they're playing on really, really high stakes, as we were saying. This is a tournament in which, you know, the winner gets their prize pool. This is not like, you know, just some community tournament with no prize, you know, just for funsies. So, yep, we're not only playing to prove that we're better, but we're playing for a prize pool gaming.
Yeah, and like you were talking about, the prize pool here is pretty big, and you might say, oh, well, it's round robin. These teams are still going to qualify for the bracket stage. Qualifying with a good seed in the bracket stage is so incredibly important because it sets you on an easier path in your bracket stage. You get to face lower seeded teams. And while none of the teams in this tournament are going to be a pushover, we've seen that here. Getting in against teams that you might have the advantage on to try and get into that grand finals, into that winners finals, into that losers finals, that is incredibly, incredibly important. And it can result in you getting really, really far. and potentially taking your share of the prize pool. So all of these matches count, and especially with the first two, all of these maps count.
Yeah, every map is going to be super important. And as we go forward, I do believe we're going to be transitioning into a best of 5 scenario. And first to twos, I've played them before, you know, on my own teams, on any other tournament, and there's just like just losing the first map and thinking that you're about to be eliminated. It's really, really bad. However, a lot of Overwatch isn't only about mechanics. It's only about, you know, just who shoots better. It's all about the mental game as well. So, you know, we have to keep that in mind as we go forward. And yeah, as we're saying, even if you get like technically, for example, a first seed is definitely gonna have an advantage over a last seed. These teams, they are strong, and they are not going to just roll over and lose. It's going to be an important match in every single one of them. So trust me, you know, as we go forward, we're gonna be seeing stronger teams. We're gonna be seeing a lot of things. However, what we are secured to see is going to be the Eichenwald for hybrid. And this pick, it means that we want to go in with the same energy. We're wanting to see more of the dive. You know, first point in Eichenwald, very tough nut to crack. You cannot just, you know, run in guns blazing with the monkey and expect to win every time. You have to break it with a brawl. You have to break it with a rush. There's a lot of things that can happen. However, as we go forward, we have a lot of verticality. And when there's verticality, you know you're seeing the dive. You know you're seeing the Genji. You know you're seeing everything that can go in with high mobility and just kill everything in their path. However, in a couple of seconds, we will be seeing our own compositions going in. And here we see them. It's going to be a classical Ryan brawl. A lot of energy coming in. And, you know, it could go either way.
We're seeing the Bastion come out from KJ. I'm interested to see what that pick is what that's going to give us. Usually you see more of that high damage, close range heroes like the Mei. I'm surprised we're not seeing a Mei on the side of the defense here. But why do we think the Bastion, why do you think the Bastion's coming out here? Like, few words. Why the Bastion?
Bastion, turret mode, no shield, no tank. That's all you want. That's all you have to know. We're trying to shred the tank and not let them through. And it helps you out with the jumper a lot. So trust me, this choke point is going to be real tough to walk through.
It sure is. So they can't just try and give it up for free. But this Hanzo is going to be very difficult. Really great Mei wall there to just keep them guessing, keep them not knowing where exactly this team is at. They're going to put the pressure to the point, completely flip this map around as we're going in. Both immortality fields coming out and bursted down. The Rhines dropping onto the floor. Team's going low, but no one steps on the point. Biscuit. Guys, I know this is a marginalized gender tournament, but guys, the point. Go touch it. They win the fight, but they lose the point. At what cost, I ask you? At what cost? They're close holding.
Yeah, they have to spawn hold here. They lost the first fight, and you need to get your momentum back. K-Wing, 5:30 on the time bank, and the first pick going through. Wow!
Oh, what a shatter coming in from. This is crazy.
Yeah, it's not often that I get to see a Reinhardt coming in, you know, just swinging at the doors, and a Junker as well with the Bastion, but, you know, a lot of surprises and more Junker.
KJ picking up. That's a rip tire. That's not even a rip tire to try and kill people. That is fireworks. That is celebration.
That is celebrating for yourself. They're challenging all of my knowledge. Just a caster. The window on spawn, I guess that works too.
Oh my gosh, this is BM. This is BM coming in from. This is just BM coming from these guys. Come on, in Wonderland, let them get something. The window and the dragons, but the shatter. It just gets everyone. Baptiste trying to like lean forward, son. Lean forward. Use your toes. Grip onto the edge. Oh my gosh. They do lose Clef Key, but oh my gosh. They've bled out like 2 minutes.
Yeah, and what seems to be a really good time bank, it's slowly going down. Oh, however, a quick fight here, and look, Bastion ultimate.
Bap's gone. Even the beat couldn't save him. Oh, little lamb. She's gone. She's gone. The boop onto Jaguar is disrespectful, denying the charge to go anywhere. The Blizzard's going to get thrown out. It is going to freeze up this Reinhardt, going to get walled off, but just escapes behind, and it's very chaotic here. The Rhine's going to go down, and KJ is just going to be dishing out the damage. The Bastion thrives in the chaos, and wow.
I don't know what to say here, K-Wing. It's a little bit of problems. Look at the immediate pick of the Junkrat.
Stop! Klemke! You cannot just hold at the spawn door like this. You cannot just throw a mine into the spawn and get so much value out of it. That was so much damage. It just got thrown in. They're windowing up top. The Rhine is charging to the spawn door and hitting the 3-person shatter. Oh my gosh. The immortality field is gone. Oh no. Less than 3, the spaghetti. It's all over the floor.
Oh my god, it's spaghetti all over the place. And look at the tire. Look at where he's placing on the side of KJ. This is bad news. These are some bad news. You know the fireworks are coming in, and if he manages to get a tire, look at that. Look at that off the map even.
No way. No way. He falls off the map. She falls off the map. Klepke falls off the map. The Junkrat falls off the map. I'm so incredibly insane. I just called Klepke she. Oh my goodness. How insane. How insane from her. No, you cannot do that. You can't, ma'am. That's illegal. That's illegal. You cannot just drop an artillery strike. It's fun.
No EMP though.
EMP? Maybe finally the turnaround that they need, but they're not finding any picks off of it. Halo's got the rally. They're still winning the fight. That was a 5-man EMP.
The fight is still going. We're still here. Look at the time bank. 1 minute. What is going on? Klepke just hold. Now the Symmetra. No more Junkrat fireworks. This is. How did you break through this one, K-Wing? Can you tell me? I have no idea. This looks devious.
I don't know. It's mischievous, devious here. The Baptiste is getting pressured out though. Can it find a pick? The cart's moving. Oh my gosh! They have progress, ladies and gentlemen, and other friends. Progress. Yeah, 10 meters of it, but progress nonetheless.
10 meters is 10 meters. You cannot take that away from them. But that payload slowly backing up. Look at that. It's parking again on point. Less than 3. Please get your game together. We had such a good first point, and how we get out of a spawn finally. We
do get out of spawn, but the question is, can we stay out of spawn? There's the shatter. The Lucio just gets caught right in the sky. Blizzard thrown in. It'll find a kill with that Diva bomb. But KJ's just sitting with the Bastion.
I'm done. I'm done. I don't know. 5-minute time bank turns into 30 seconds. We only have beat, and I guess, you know, the Ryan on the side of In Wonderland just has the crazy shatters of all time.
KJ's using this Bastion ult. Picks are going to be huge here. There's the pick onto the Ana. Oh my gosh. The Symmetra's forced to TP. Not the Symmetra. The Sombra's forced to TP away. Beat comes in from Ash, but only gets a few. EMP thrown in. Finds 3. Can they find the final blows? They find one onto Halo. She is going to get taken down. Both the supports are gone. This could be the start of the biggest overtime push we'll ever have to see in our lives here, Biscuit.
Okay, wait. I've never seen a spawn hold on Eichenwald. Never. Not even in my bronze games.
No.
Like, you know, I've seen everything. But, so, you know, if it doesn't happen in bronze, it's going to happen here, I guess. But if we can see, like, the unprecedented, like, spawn hold, we can see an unprecedented time push.
What was that from Spinor, just jumping in like it's Assassin's Creed, but could not find anything with the hidden blades. Gonna end up with a punch from Jaguar. I'm still absolutely slap happy. The Ana goes down. Halo with the rally finds the pick onto the Lucio, is just ignoring the Nemesis former Matra. Halo, she finds 2.
Oh, God.
All right, Biscuit. You're the color caster. Break down what just happened for me right there. What just happened? Like the entire round. Just break it down for me. What the actual frickin' heck just happened there, my friend?
Okay, the thing about being a color caster, it's all meta. You can study the game, you can watch all the Spylo videos on Earth, learn the game, and then you see this. What do I say about that? I've never seen it, not in pro play, not in ranked, in quick play, in custom games, and never, not even once. I guess they're just built different. That's my response to what happened in Wonderland. Just built different. They don't care about the 5 minutes. If they say 5 minutes and they say, all right, bet, I'm holding those 5 minutes. How? I don't know, but I will hold them. And whatever. I don't know whatever happened. K-Wing, you know what? My color casting's done. I'm gonna be a play-by-play from now on, I guess. It's I don't understand it, but they managed to not be stuck in spawn, so it's not a default win for less than 3. However, less than 3 coming in with the brawl, they're going in hot, and I'm just saying with this, that was one of the craziest round of Eichenwald. I'm sorry, I know I want to say something else, but that was an insane 5-minute round and really comical. That was the funniest round I've seen in a while of Overwatch.
That was insanely comical. I mean, just insanely comical from In Wonderland. Because we really thought they were done here. What are they doing? Oh, are they doing the Sim TP strat? They're doing the Sim TP strat. They're fell through the roof. She fell right through the roof. Oh, Spider, the charge coming in. Pins the Ramatra. The long range pin. My bestie just had to fax that pin. It was so long. Oh my goodness. He's gonna go down on the Pharah. Oh, Osley's gonna barely stay alive. 7 HP, nearly getting finished off, but will keep the defense for less than 3.
Okay, I'm happy that they didn't get cheesed on, but we got something better. We got something even funnier, and that was one hell of a pin. And look at that, we're going, I guess we keep going, we keep moving. The Genji switched from In Wonderland, they just want to kill them quickly, and this might be a hold, I'm just saying. Brawl is really good at keeping objectives held down, so less than 3, you have a tall hill to climb, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, In Wonderland has such a tough task ahead of them as that's a really good anti-nade coming in. Not gonna find a lot of pressure. It's gonna find a lot of resources taken out as KJ is gonna go down, and it's all falling apart for less than 3. That nano onto Spinor is so deadly, and they're hiding for the shatter. Wait, are they not taking point? Guys, the point.
There's no way. We're goofing around?
Lag. It was lagged. Every single member of In Wonderland had their little brothers take the wheel, and Halo's just put out a little shell on the cart.
Yeah. So Lucio on point. A couple tunes at the big shatter.
Oh my gosh, Biscuit! It's all looking donezo. 4 less than 3. The cart's gonna keep moving. I'm pretty sure Halo has not stopped emoting. She's still on the cart emoting. Oh man, okay. Goodbye, Spinor. Spinor just got trapped between between a wall and another wall.
Damn, that's some bad news for the team. We're coming in we have the blade. I'm just saying this looks really bad, but for ultimate scaling. So if they can get this one through, at least they can say that they didn't get full health and spawn. Oh, the blizzard though, very big.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's the Dragon Strike though. The Dragon Blade is not gonna find much. KJ is trying to climb this wall and take it but Uno reverse card says Little Lamp. They're not going down without a fight. And right behind on Mecha beneath Castle says Klefki. That's your Reinhardt. What are you doing? Bestie, why are you throwing the games? The beat's gonna come in. Halo, KJ's on the Torb with the hammer. There's no one there. No.
Oh, no.
Takes out Little Lamp with the hammer. No. Little Lamp. Oh. Little Lamp's uninstalling the video game. Oh no, not another. Not enough. I thought they were gonna go onto the Ramatra with the hammer, the pin onto Raven. This is such a Mickey Mouse game. What a crazy little crazy little guys. Spiner's on the Roadhog.
The Roadhog, yeah, and the Zenyatta pick as well. big damage. We got a kill from KJ. She's crazy with that big bopper. I don't know, less than 3. They are on hard meta, and then in Wonderland just playing the Mickey Mouse Cup. That's a good way of calling it. Trust me.
Goofy hawk compositions coming out from in Wonderland. The window gonna come out. Lil Lamp is just bursting out the damage. Reva's gonna find some picks through that amplification matrix and keep another fight in the hands of less than 3.
Yeah, that is going to be held down. Oh, and there goes a hog. You know, today we're eating hog like frozen because that ball was insane. I'm just saying, and in Wonderland, looking like they might have the switch. Exactly, yeah, Halo switches up on the Lucio, and now we're going to see the Jungle Queen. We're going to run in and hopefully just force them out. We have too much fun because it's starting to get scary. 1 minute and 50, that is bad. And the Blizzard from the side of Reva, this could be an insane play. They might just hold this 1K win.
Yeah, they're going to throw in that Blizzard. They're going to just absolutely try and stop this Chunker Queen, but Spinor is going to get the best of it. Trade out for KJ. Back and forth, but these trades are going to favor in Wonderland with how close they are to the spawn. Little Lamp going to go down. You need to keep this healer. You need to keep Ashley, but Ashley's going to go down. You can't do much with the Lucio if it's already gone. Even the ult from Jaguar is just going to get taken out. Reva is just going to be burst down immediately, and a quick win from in Wonderland, 2-0. And less than 3 will start off this tournament with a very rough beginning.
Yeah, and you know, that's what I was hesitating to say. Hey, you know, less than 3, they have the advantage because they've been together for years. Like, it doesn't matter because one day you're winning every tournament under the light of day, and then the next day you're getting held in spawn by a German. So it's Overwatch. That's just how it is. And you know, it's not necessarily the best of looks. However, that was a game. That was a game of all time. I don't know what else I can say. The Junkrat fireworks you saw, the solo tire didn't get anyone. Exploded onto themselves. Like, I don't know what happened that whole game. They're challenging my knowledge as a player, as a caster, as a human being, and that was insane.
It sure was a crazy game of Overwatch. I don't even know what happened. I'm gonna be honest. That was a crazy map too, because it started off so well for less than 3. It really did. You started off completely reversing the field. You got onto point while in Wonderland was sleeping on the job a little, and they had to basically push through the same choke that the attacking team would have to, but they were on the defense and they were losing so much card progression. They had to try and take their time, otherwise they wouldn't get picked, but they took their time a little too much and they let go of the point. But you know, they win the fight and they use the map geometry to its fullest advantage, and they come out with one of the craziest spawn holds I've ever seen, and they win it. There's no other way around it. They came out with one of the craziest reversals of fortune I think I've ever seen in a game of Overwatch.
Yeah, that is bad luck. Bad luck personified. And you know, in Wonderland, as you were saying, they sleep on the job and then immediately they wake up and are like, okay guys, we're just gonna pull off the greatest game of Icon we've ever seen. So if that game doesn't tell you this is gonna be a crazy tournament, I don't know what it is. However, you know, we have to move on along quickly because there are a lot of games coming in through. So this was just the beginning of a round robin, you know, setting the pace for, you know, the greatest matches of all time, possibly coming soon. So hey, if you're here in the CGL channel, do not go anywhere because we're gonna be coming back real soon.
Yo. Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Yo. Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Yo. Cash and the ticket is yours. Yours.
Water is the softest and most yielding substance, yet nothing is better than water for overcoming the hard and rigid, because nothing can compete with it. Lao Tzu.
Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave.
Got lots of love. Got lots of love. Got lots of love. lots of love. Love. Got lots of love. Love. Got lots of love. Love. Got lots of love. Love. Yeah. 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 Memories. Memories.
And welcome back. We're here with Round Robin Round 2. We've got 2 new teams and some familiar names to familiar faces that you might recognize. If you've been watching the Calling All Heroes streams, we have got Swag1 and we've got CAH Marmoris Kraken.
Hey, I'm just saying these teams, you have familiar casters and familiar faces. Interesting. I want to talk about it, K-Wing. We were talking about it before the stream, and one note for dear viewers. One of our players, Reese's Pieces, they said that they are a Dallas Fuel and Shanghai Dragons player. We're in for an absolute banger, here on the side of Morris Kraken, Reese's Pieces. They won the World Cup as well. You may know them for that. So, they are just the best player of all time. And then Nari, Cute Thing, Axe, and Unlucky Main, Also, fun team note that they gave us is that if they were forced on Doomfist, on Weaver, on Junkrat, or on Roadhog, they lost. So, that's all you need to know for this team, according to them. And then we have
Hey, I don't know. The info they got us was don't force us on Junkrat, you'll regret it. It's not will regret it, it's you'll regret it. Ooh. So maybe that is their strong suits. We have no idea. But for Swag1, you've got some names that you might recognize. You've got some Timeless Ethereal players in Par. You've got some Altira Artemis players, that old roster that dominated the original Calling All Heroes qualifier in Mamimi. You've got Kaylee, you got Mimio, and you've got Zepturn rounding out this roster. So some interesting names on both these teams.
Yeah, Mimio, I do believe that they haven't been on any teams before. So, just among these players who, they have all been in all of these places before. They're picking them up for a reason. And that's what I like to see the most. Like, you don't need to always have, these players that have been on every tournament, on every team of all time. Sometimes you can have a bet on someone that that they're good, even if they don't have that much prior history, right? So, we can be excited to see what follows after. However, it's going to be Morris Kraken versus Swag1. Get ready, a couple of... I'm excited. We have a Shanghai Dragons player and Dallas Fuel doubler on the field, and then our Timeless Ethereal and Altira Artemis. So we're in for one really good set. Again, this is round robin, so first 2 do not expect the best of 5, as we've seen for other matches. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we're doubting here as to whether or not Reese's is actually a Dallas Fuel player. But if we're gonna talk about if you're gonna just say that you were on Dallas Fuel and Shanghai Dragons, why stop there? I was on the Dallas Fuel, the Shanghai Dragons. I was on actually all 20 Overwatch League teams at once. I ghost coached the San Francisco Shock through their two-peat. And I actually played every single role on the original London Spitfire roster. I am Prophet. Let's just go so insane here with crazy things. Maybe they're telling the truth. I'm not sure. But it would be funnier if they were just completely lying to us on their sign-up sheet. And as well, when we say that Mimio wasn't on any other teams, that could also be true. Or it could be the sign-up sheet is wrong. Who knows? It's a wonderful, one of life's many, many mysteries. I would sure love to be casting another former Overwatch League player. Because we did have Halo last game. We did have the former NYXL main support Halo on the Brig and on the Lucio last game. So that was a pretty funny one. But it looks like we're having some difficulties behind the scenes. So we're going to throw to a quick break, but don't you go anywhere. Don't you change that Twitch channel. We will be right back. And we'll get that game right to you. See you in a bit. And we are right back in it. We have confirmed after intense deliberation that the player known as Reese's Feces was not a member of the Shanghai Dragons or the Dallas Fuel. And we have a new name for them. They are now Ari. So we've got that all sorted out. And we are ready to hop into the game. But really a funny little joke there, but we do have that confirmation of true experience, and we've sorted out our technical difficulties, so we're ready to hop in to our first map. And like we've always been talking about, these maps are so important in the first two, and we're going to go starting off on Busan. What are we expecting from Busan, Biscuit?
Apart from sadly not having our Overwatch League player a full time, we're gonna see the dive. You know, a whole lot of dive. Busan, all about going in there with your monkey, with your diva, which is very accurate. You know, more accurate. It's pretty cool. However, you know, it depends a lot on the point. For example, if you see that we're gonna be going to downtown, or exactly downtown predicted, it's gonna be the monkey. Monkey is extremely strong. However, on Swag 1, I hope we're trolling because we're definitely not walking out on Pharah Lifeweaver Torbjorn. But you know, here this map allows for a lot of vertical play. So cute thing, they are gonna have a fun time jumping on stuff and hoping that Ari, just ex Overwatch League player, is able to go in and absolutely desecrate the other team. So yeah, a whole lot of jumping and a whole lot of diving.
Yeah, you do have Mamimi on the Roadhog, which is an interesting rollout for this. Just trying to really put the pressure on to just playing that anti-dive comp, and you'll have to see if Marmoris can crack this tough egg here on the side of Swag 1 as they're going to start to take position on the point. Marmoris, Kaylee looking for those headshots thrown in the grenade, but they're going to find their death at the hands of Cute Thing. They're dishing out the damage. Now Par losing that turret, losing their life, and unfortunate for Marmoris, but they're going to find a pick. Actually going to take out the Roadhog. So now Swag 1 might be crumbling, but the trade's right back at it. Break nearly going down. Par on the Torb, trying to find more picks, but unlucky Main. She's found two, and she's looking for more, swinging this decidedly to the hands of Marmoris.
Making the flail all over the place, getting those heals, getting everything that you need. You know, Swag 1, they are right now playing a very interesting comp, K-Wing. I want to talk about it because their objective is just to get on top of point and never let go of it. But right now, they're going to get a cut off. It doesn't matter though. Mimi? Ari? Hello?
Mamimi just takes down Ari. Ari throws in the pulse bomb, but it's just gone. Cute Thing, they go down, and it's just all over for Swag. They're just going to have to throw themselves on the point. They're going to engage really tough with those picks they've gotten. They're going to get the point without any more bloodshed. They're going to use the Deadeye just to zone off point, and Marmoris are going to be re-engaging soon.
Right, and if Marmoris is able to re-engage, they might have a bad time because you're running into a turret, you're running into to the Orisa, unmovable object, and the window immediately. This is going to poke them out, and you cannot get into point so easily without. Look at that, double damage. The monkey has to get out. No more bubble, and this is going to be a one fight from the beginning. Of course, no picks happen. But this is percentage ticking onto the clock. We have the ultimate on side of Break and the ultimate on side of the Trojan, so this is going to be a tough point.
Oh, that's a really bad first pick. Kaylee just finding the pick onto Ari, but Keith goes down. She goes down. Keith just cannot find this point. Kaylee finds themselves on the wrong side of the mace. And Keith thing trying to stay alive. There's a Terra Surge to dish out the damage. And Mimimi is just doing great work. Getting the headshot onto Nari, getting the picks, and keeping this point in the hands of Swag One. Great shot with the javelin.
Right, and that is going to be an interesting composition, as I was saying, because usually you see the dive. It lets you catch the rotations. It lets you just go in whenever you want to. But this one, even though it is harder to get onto the point, once you're in there, no one's taking you off of it. So much HP, so much sustain, and look at that scepter on that break is just pumping out so much healing. But this is our last Hail Mary attempt, and you're not getting in.
No, that was so devastating there. That was a rough push, and you just couldn't. A really great effort to keep that Winston off the point, and Cute Thing couldn't even touch. It's round one for Swag One.
Right, and they surprised us with the off-meta composition that really works. Like, I didn't expect that to work. I've seen everything. I've seen pro play. I've seen everything under the sun, but never the Orisa on point. And you know, it ends up working and it pays off. However, we're going into the next round. Swag one away from taking this one home. You know, and putting up their numbers on the board. However, Morris Kraken under Amatra Reaper May with the Moira to top it off. This is the preliminary brawl composition. So much sustain to the point that you have coalescence every minute. So Swag One, they have to they have to kill them quickly with this Bastion, or they will suffer the consequences.
Yeah, they will suffer, as I have, as Cute Thing already going to take out that immortality field. The Swag One are uniquely vulnerable. Par is dishing out the damage on this Junkrat, already 50% to ult. Gonna find the pick onto Nari and looking for more. Can you get us some more there, Par? Big In gonna take out Unlucky Main, and Swag One sounded off the team kill. Oh, the emote.
Yep. The heroic on the point, and you know, Swag One, they are my off meta heroes. These guys, they know what they are playing, even if I may not believe in it, but they do, and that's all they need. We also have the Riptire coming up online, so Par is gonna absolutely set up the fireworks, and it's gonna get at least like a triple kill. And look at that!
Oh no way! Oh, that was so aggressive there. They tried. She just actually tried to use the shatter comes in as well. Swag One are just Par just says fire in the hole in chat. I love these guys. These guys are gonna be bringing the memes all day long, baby.
Right, they're having fun with it, and that is what Overwatch should be about. But you know, we're going back in. There's no breaks to this action, and Memoria's getting all in point on the turret mode.
Oh, getting the pick onto Ari. Pindo gonna find the pick onto the Junkrat. Now, oh, that's a really deadly ult to be used in that room. Staying alive with the immortality, but it'll only just set them up for later deaths, Biscuit.
Yep, that is just a stagger, and oh my god, it's Swag One all day, every day. But what a bad spot! They have to get out, and they do manage to get out. Kaylee, maybe, you know, my duo, but they don't manage to get out fully. And Morris, they are coming in hot.
Yeah, and they do have the advantage here, 4v5, but the amplification matrix is put a little vertical, and back and forth. The Junkrat just dishing the damage out over the top, trying to find the win against the Bastion, but their entire team is getting taken down with the loss of that consistent AoE damage. They'll find one pick from Kaylee, but it'll be a Riptire coming in. They're not gonna find anything. Okay. Question marks
and
in
the
chat.
Riptire doesn't find anything, and that is bad. Oh, question marks? No way, the disrespect, and BB just, you know, going for the devious shadow play. I'm hoping, you know. One more Kraken. They do have 4 ultimates KOing. So if Swag won, this is bad news for them. Every fight that they go into is gonna have an ultimate, and Nari's is gonna put theirs up too.
Yeah, they need to get a big. They didn't get 8 picks off that. That's so devastating. You need to find something, as Unlucky Man is going to find a Junkrat at point blank. There's the wall. There's the blizzard. Say hello. It's getting cold out there, and it looks like Swag 1 might not have packed a jacket, as Amimi is going to get taken down low, but the beat will be there to save them. Not save Par particularly, but the beat from Unlucky Man just comes in a second too late, and 2 players go down. That is Unlucky Man. Just absolutely incredibly unlucky there. You can't find much else. And the point, overtime will tick in, but it will be shortly burnt through. The Rhine's going to get pinned off. Par's going to get 1 clip while being a bit of a showboat. No need for that, says Par, but point flips over, and Swag 1 take our first map.
Swag 1. You know, this tournament is surprising me. I'm seeing stuff that I've never seen before. The Bastion pick. You know, the other day we saw that Bastion main tweet say that he can't do it anymore. 1,000 hours on the character. He thinks he's terrible. But look at that. In CGL, we're making it work, and it's working wonders. You know, Bastion may be wrong on that one. However, Swag 1, they take it home. They put it 1-0, and want to know, you know, what that means? We're 1 away from just winning it all here on the side of Swag 1, so not bad at all. Our next point will be Hybrid, and Marmor is Kraken. You know, you need to get your stuff going, because it looks like Swag 1, they just want to take it all home very quickly. They want to win the round 1, their round robin, so that was interesting. You know, you usually not see the Junkrat that much, usually not see the Bastion. However, when you're playing into Reinhardt, that is so much spam to the point that your shield can never hold up. And then if you're not quick enough to take those kills, if your Reaper cannot close the gap, if your mate doesn't ever get close to them, how do you get the freezes? How do you get your blizzards? So honestly, if Swag 1 out tempos you, if they take all the space that you need to work with your composition, you're going to just absolutely roll over. And that's what we see for this first map. However, as we go into Hybrid, we can see so many different maps that things could change completely wildly. You know, like that last Wolf game.
Completely true. My question here is, we're going into Hybrid next. What do we want to see? Because I don't expect to see something like a King's Row. I don't expect to see the Brawl. I don't even expect to see the Eichenwald. If I were Marmoris, you'd probably end up seeing the Numbani. If it's in the map pool, you might end up seeing Numbani, because that is most conducive to dive, and that seemed like where you had the most opportunity to gain ground against Swag 1. But the thing you gotta say is that you have to look at just the one thing I want to bring attention to, really, is the support staff on both these teams, because for Marmoris Esports, you have some actually really incredible veterans. You have Charybdis and Ironic. Your manager Saxo has experience with on Ironic and Charybdis. Your coach Shen has the experience with Overwatch World Cup Team Argentina. And on the side of Swag 1, your manager is Cointree of Sheer Cold, an incredible contenders team, and Far East Society, an incredible team over in the Asian Overwatch scene. They played in Overwatch Ace 2020, if I remember correctly. They did fairly well, but bouncing around those scenes. So you have some great experienced players in your back, having your support on your team, and as well just coaching you up and managing you.
Yeah, they might not be in the game, Kiwi. They might not be getting the kills, but they teach you so much about the game. And as you were saying, Cointree, for example, on Sheer Cold, you may have seen them, for example, on the Timeless Broadcast project. For example, they stream a lot of stuff there. And for example, you see Sheer Cold be such a good team. And then if you have a coach that works for them, you have to take advantage of those resources. So, they have excellent support. And as you were saying, this is going to be an interesting map pool because, we have Midtown, we have Paraiso, we have everything. However, the teams choose to go to Blizzard World. And Blizzard World, I would never play that unless, if I had a gun to my head, maybe I would play it. Other than that, I would never do that. However, Blizzard World, this is another one of those maps that could go either way. However, the Monkey is prevalent here alongside the D.Va because there's so much verticality, not only on first point, but on second point. Like, we see this long catwalk that everyone has to get through, and then you can just jump on backline and hope to get support from your Tracer, from your Echo. There's a lot of things that can be played in. However, I don't know, K-Wing. I'm not expecting meta anymore. I go in and I expect to see, the Ramattra May Reaper, and then I see the Bastion Junkrat and Ryan, right? So, even though this is a dive map, we might play it like it's a brawl. We might play it with a Sigma because Sigma, kind of popular in a couple of, like, for example, Diamond lobbies. It's not that uncommonly seen. And look at that, the Sigma. I told you, Swag One. They are playing the sniper, they are playing the soldier, and they don't want to play meta.
Yeah, and if you're talking about teams that don't play meta, one reason that I actually recognized Cointree was not for his work on Sheer Cold, but it was for his work on another EU Contenders team, one you might have heard of. Anyone hear about Twisted Minds?
Oh. The
manager for Twisted Minds since August of 2022 is Cointree, and also the manager of Swag One. Twisted Minds on a dominant streak right now, and Swag One looking to emulate that exact same success as they're dishing out some mighty interesting compositions for us on the defense. Marmoris looking for that shot. Nari is going to find one onto the defensive side, but Ari's going to go down so incredibly low.
That's a Kiriko moment. Trade. And the trade, that is good for Marmoris. Their spawn is so close. So, as you were saying, Twisted Minds, for those that do not know them, 7-0 in Contenders EU. So, trust me, they have some good managers. So, honestly, not bad at all. And Swag One, just as you were mentioning, look at that. They're taking a very defensive position here. And the ball with the Senyata, they're planning to just get their pokes in alongside the Dynamite and just confirm kills out of what wouldn't have been a kill at all if they didn't have this composition. However, to Sigma, low mobility, so you have to play close to this point. And look at that, Scepter, what a pick onto Ari.
Oh, that's such a huge pick, and it's going to be followed up by Mamimi taking out Axe and Marmoris Kraken. They're just trapped in this side room. They need to get out, but they can't get out because guess who's at the door? Knock, knock. Oh. It's Par doing some push-ups on Unlucky Maiden.
Yeah, I gotta keep yourself warm even after the kills, get those reps in. And Swag One, again, I'm telling you, this is a dive map, this is a D.Va map, but the Sigma can also work, and we're seeing it right here live. If you get that gravitic flux, you can also just win fights like out of nowhere. So Marmoris, they choose to switch into the Sombra, common counter pick to the Sigma. Your Hacks and Keith is not gonna have a fun time when Ari, she's hacking you and you're dying, but look at that, the fight is breaking out.
Yeah, already. That's a huge pick on Axe. Just going down immediately. And Keith takes out. Keith taken 2. This Widowmaker is deadly.
Yeah, Keith is just getting some shots in that we haven't seen. I don't know. This is killing the tempo. And if Marmoris Kraken ever is missing a singular member, there's no way they're getting back. You're not winning that fight. And look at, big nab. However, Cute thing, good switch onto the Monkey, and this is going to be very important. However, the Visor.
Wow, just taking out Unlucky Main immediately, and they're gonna go to the spawn. Oh, finds themselves right in Ari's crosshairs. Just runs right into the Sombra. Unlucky. We've all had that happen.
Yeah, happens. Got you in my sights in chat.
I love Par. She's bringing the memes. It's absolutely great out here. Nano onto the Widowmaker. Keith just getting the disrespect in from Kaylee, nearly landing the shot onto one of those players up there, but it's gonna be Ari going down, or Par going down, pardon. Other DPS player. Ari, though, going to go down shortly after. I just predicted the future. No big deal. The Gravitic Flux gonna dish out a lot of damage onto Cute Thing, but they're able to get the heals from their Kiriko and stay alive, or maybe that just was the Mega, and they're gonna dish out the damage onto the Widow, but behind them, a bunch of their team was getting picked off. They're using the Primal Rage to keep this alive and to zone off Swag 1 from the point, but it's gonna get them a tick, but maybe not much else, as Ari and the Kiriko axe gonna go down. The Kitsune Rush can't do you none good if you're dead.
Yeah, and right now we have Ari with the EMP, which is the only chance that Marmoris has to just break through this solid defense, because the Sigma has not been moving at all, and we have another Nana coming in. You know, it may have gone into Keith to protect them from dying on the Widow, but it's already back online, so it's very Tuesday that does not use it, and we have to go quickly because overtime is coming in hot.
Yeah, like you said, overtime coming right in as there's the Sojourn just trying to take down the Sombra. The Sombra's gonna go down with EMP. That's the EMP completely gone off the board. The beat comes out to keep Marmoris alive and kicking, but they need to find the picks. But the Nano's coming in onto the Soldier. Cute Thing's gonna get bursted down. The visor comes out, and the push-up soon to follow. That's one tick from Marmoris. I've got you in my sights.
Hey, they got him in sights and they got him locked down, because this is going to be a 0-0 with only a tick, as you were mentioning, and one tick. That is demoralizing. That is bad news. You wish you had more. You wish you had like captured point, but you don't get it. And I'm just saying, this is looking so bad because Swag 1, they're playing off meta comps, and you know, off meta, it's not meta for a reason. But if you're not expecting it, K-Wing, what do you do about it? You die. You lose. You cannot break through the Sigma, and you're going to end up not getting even more than one tick. However, you know, Marmoris, they are on defense now, if I'm not mistaken. So we can see a little bit of a switch on what goes through. So Cute Thing onto the Monkey, and Reinhardt in Blizzard World, more off meta coming in.
Reinhardt's in my Blizzard world, it's more likely than you think. Free PC check now, as what a really interesting compositional pick. But Swag 1, you know, they're making it work. They're bringing in their comfort picks and group photo, says Swag 1, says Mamimi. Are they gonna get together? Are they all 10 of them going to get together on the point for a group photo? Please tell me that's gonna happen.
Let's see it. You know, CGL, it's been giving us surprises, and I want to see even more. But I don't think they have time for the group photo, K-Wing. You know, maybe next time, maybe in warm-up. However, Marmoris Kraken, they're going against the Rhine, Genji, and I've never seen this comp before. I don't know what to do about this, but you know, this could be interesting. This could work. This could not work. And I'm just reminding you, if Swag 1 wins this one, they're taking it home for their second round of round robin. So good luck to both teams.
Already Ari's gonna get some damage, and Nari's just trying to stay on this high ground as the Reinhardt starts to loop around, trying to go onto this high ground. Hard dives in with 14 HP and is going to get immediately just down by Ari. Back and forth. It's even up for both these teams as the picks are coming back and forth. Mimi is gonna find Ari in the hideout and immediately take their hiding spot. Oh man, oh man.
Oh.
Good Cute Thing to take down Mimi and keep this in the hands of Marmoris as a minute gone from this time bank.
And Cute Thing got range of the taser gun, finally taking out Mimi. If Reinhardt's dead, the push is dead as well.
What?
But look at another fight in Mega.
No. Oh, they got caught out. They all got caught out without their Reinhardt. It was just Kaylee in there, and then everyone else showed up. It's not a party.
A little party in Mega Room, and then a Cute Thing, they got that cleave on the taser gun, and you're gonna go down easily. However, 2 minutes already off the clock, and Marmoris Kraken looks like they're gonna be coming up on ultimates very quickly. We have the Nano, and we have Monkey, so trust me, this is going to be Kaylee on a lot of danger if they are not able to peel them, but we're going to point all together this time. Oh? Okay.
It looks like we have some more technical difficulties, so some interesting fights so far is the only way that I could really put it. Really, we sure have had some of the fights of all time today, haven't we?
You know, we've had parties in Mega, which Cute Thing just gets to look like a DPS. We have Sigma on Blizzard World, Reinhardt on Blizzard World, which It's compositions of all time, games of all time, players of all time. That's all what I like. And they're having fun with it. And right now, Cute Thing getting caught out a little bit here. When they come back from the pause, I'm just saying, K-Wing, they're in a lot of danger because Cute Thing has like 2 HP. Like they got headshotted, they were AFK, and not the best of looks for this next fight. However, yeah.
Oh, it does look like we have some hardware issues on with our players, so we're gonna have a little bit of downtime while we talk about it. But we've got 4 rounds of round robin happening today, and if you're interested in the other stream, it is going on at twitch.tv/Kunoichi, so make sure to tune into that, or also keeping it in here, or using one of those multi-Twitch extensions you youngins have, she says, like she's not 20. But we're having some incredibly insane, wonderful, some insane plays. And I think that the thing we have to stress is that these are some of the best players in Overwatch. Like, we have former Overwatch League pros here, and that's not me making jokes about Ari anymore. Our last match, I wasn't able to confirm it because I hadn't figured out how to scroll right on our team sheets, but the brig on our winning team the last time was Halo, the former NYXL main support. So we have some of the highest echelon of Overwatch here. These people are coming from contenders teams, from Calling All Heroes teams. These are the best of the marginalized gender scene and of the Overwatch scene. So I'm really proud to call myself a part of this production as it already starts, and Par's gonna go down. Not Cute Thing, but Par dishing out. But now Mamimi is right in range to swing this hammer, and that is not where you want to be. Big headshot coming out from Nari to take out the Moira, and that's just not a great start. The nano onto the tracer from Armora, or that wasn't the nano, that was some other effect. I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff goes on in Overwatch. A little lost in the sauce, it happens. But what matters the most, Cute Thing, they are down. And without your tank, how do you hold the point? Look at that, Keith already looking in to get a couple of angles here, and they're high ground. This is dangerous.
Oh, yeah, Keith nearly up to that pulse bomb, 25%, but Bob gonna get thrown in. There's the nano blade, dishing out, taken down 2, but
the point.
Oh no, Marmoris. Oh, Marmoris Kraken he let go of the point, and it is a bit of C9. Oh no, that's truly much like this play of the game recipient. Unlucky.
Yeah, very unlucky, and a little bit of a BM in chat saying that they let anyone at Calling All Heroes events. A little disrespectful. That's all I have to say. But all we care about right now, Cat Swag, they are able to take it over them, and just as you were mentioning, these games look like a little bit of a roll. I'm just saying, it's a 2-0, but they don't quite tell the full story. We had a really good hold there, really solid from the side of Morris. They don't touch point on Overwatch moment. It happens. You have to let it go. And just as you were mentioning, these are some incredible players. Outside of the little spoof we had at the beginning with Ari, the best Overwatch League player of all time, we have some real good talent here. So trust me, you're not only watching new players, you're not only watching people just trolling for the fun of it. There's some people that are here to show that they are able to just, do what they do best. Play the game, show their knowledge, show their mechanical skill. And, I'm proud of them being here. However, that is going to close out this match. And, Marmora is not the best of news for them. And a lot of good news for Swag 1.
Yeah, and I completely agree with what you said. And I think that the echelon of how good this Overwatch is going to get is only going to get higher as we push into the later stages of this tournament, especially once we get into the bracket stage of this tournament. So, but like you said, that's going to be it for us. We'll be right back with some new faces on the stream, and we're gonna be there with a similar team with Marmoris Kraken facing off against Afterglow. So we'll see if Marmoris can change their fortune and show a little bit of a better side. And we'll see there shortly. I do have one last thing to say, though. When I told you the other stream is twitch.tv/Kunoichi, I was actually wrong. It's twitch.tv/Kunoichi CGL, not just Kunoichi. The things that you learn. Small mistake on my part, but make sure that you tune in to twitch.tv/Kunoichi CGL or twitch.tv/CGL1. But that has been it for us today. So we'll take it to a quick break and we'll see some new faces. Don't go anywhere. Don't change the channel. We'll be right back.
Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Yo. Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Yo. Cash and the ticket is yours.
Water is the softest and most yielding substance, yet nothing is better than water for overcoming the hard and rigid, because nothing can compete with it. Lao Tzu.
Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave.
Got lots of love. Got lots of love. Got lots of love. Got lots of love. love, love. Got lots of love, love. Got lots of love, love.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Memories. Memories.
Yeah.
Memories. Memories.
imagine it be peace. Never in my life did I imagine it be peace. Never in my life did I imagine it be peace. Never in my life did I imagine it be peace.
I'm not crazy, Malin. I'm not crazy, Malin. I've just been in a very bad mood for 40 years. 40 years.
Carpe diem. Carpe diem.
Hello everybody and welcome back to a roaring Friday here at the Kunoichi tournament. I am joined by the one, the only Biscuit. How are you feeling today?
Hello, I'm feeling very well. What about you, Loki? How are we doing?
I'm super excited. The teams that we have here are stacked, honestly. We've got the Mamoranus Kraken versus Afterglow. Afterglow pulling a lot of fearsome players with a lot of Overwatch history out onto this team. Meanwhile, Mamoranus Kraken, their team that's been around for quite a while. They have a lot of history together. You can see here, already lined up on that tank is Avery for Afterglow.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Loki, some of these players are just absolutely insane. And you know, some people in chat may not recognize them. That is absolutely fine. We're right here for that. Trust me. Carol and Kiki are the people to be looking at. NYXL Academy players. Some of them current, some of them in the case of Carol, some of them past in the case of Kiki. However, not to scoff at, because for example, we have Bayon on the team, who was in West Luminaria, absolutely an incredible team over here in NA. The same goes for McMahon. So trust me, these players are just absolutely stacked. Like, it's one player after the other, absolute banger of a match that we're gonna see on the side of Afterglow. However, we cannot only talk about them. We also have Colonial Heroes Mormoris, extremely strong team.
Yeah, Nari especially a strong tank. Going to be very interesting to see them going right up against Avery for that tank spot. That support line also very, very classic for this Kraken squad. They've been through a lot together, and they show a very, very good synergy.
Yeah, they have a good synergy together. Colonial Heroes Morris, they've been together for a while, and if you've been paying attention to stuff happening around the unrepresented minorities in the case of gender, teams, you are really familiar with them. Marmor is absolutely great org. They do their own tournament, they do their own stream, so absolutely, you can find them over there. However, as we're saying, Afterglow looking dominant. That's all I have to say. When you have people that have been in contenders winning, when you have NYXL Academy, who was absolutely putting on a clinic in Calling All Heroes, this is gonna be a scary matchup. However, when round robin 3NA, and we've seen a lot of surprises. Okay, I don't know if you paid attention, but in Eichenwald we saw a spawn hold for 5 minutes. We've seen the Bastion come out, even though I'm just saying Bastion's not meta, to say the least. There's a lot of surprises lined up. A lot of surprises.
With that said, though, Kraken has not only been performing well in these last Calling All Heroes majors, they've been getting better over time. 13th in that first one, 9th in the second one. That's a pretty sizable growth. And if I know anything about these long-term, synergy teams, they only get better as time goes on. And Mamoranus is an org that I've bounced around with a couple times. I've worked with a lot. Their culture is amazing. They're so accepting, so built on growth, which is exactly the type of culture that you want to build one of these teams in.
Yeah, trust Marmoris. If you guys want to check out an org that is welcoming, people that are just doing God's work, you can absolutely go and check them out. However, we can talk about Marmoris some other time, because we have our game happening right now, and it is very important, as we're calling it. It's first to 2. A lot of 2-0s today. That may be the case, that may not be the case. We don't know. However, what we do know is that we're going to Oasis. Really interesting map. One of the things that I can tell you, we can see the brawl, we can see the dive, we could see anything, because this map has it all. It has the short sidelines, it has the verticality on points like gardens, it has the lift on for example, one of the main points. We have this library, for example, that accepts a lot of brawl, and we're seeing it right here. Afterglow Marmoris on the mirror comp, which, as we are gonna see, it's gonna be all about getting close, and Axe and Kiki are gonna be playing the ultimate war, the ultimate race. So whoever gets coalescence first probably gonna be end up winning the fight, and it's gonna be all about tempo. And trust me, chat, if you blink, you're gonna miss it. So 3, 2, 1, Afterglow Marmoris Kraken going in right now.
Yeah, both teams pulling out that very classic Ramaka. Just rolling into it now, but you see here, all right, there's that first little trade. It does look like that Kraken quickly taking this upper area, this Heaven, and Ari fighting out, immediately gets Carol. That Lucio speed gone is going to be so huge. That's going to pin Afterglow down. Their positioning going to become so much harder to navigate. And just like that, Nari and Ari taking advantage of the speed gone pass from Afterglow, and Kraken has their first fight.
They go to DPS though, and they are not done. Cute thing, what a kill onto McMahon. Without the Mei, you have no tempo, you have no walls, and that means that Afterglo's gonna have to sit this one back for at least 10 seconds. Marmore's Kraken looking really good, and Axe a little bit ahead on that Coalescence. I'm insisting Coalescence is gonna be the absolute key to most of these team fights. However, we're going in again, taking these close quarters fights. So Marmore's Kraken looking really dominant right here. They have the point and they have the advantage over the choke.
Right here in this other fight, we're going to keep it in the close quarters range. Already that wall up used. Not going to find a whole lot of viability there, though. Kraken able to stand in this spot so nicely at the moment. Now McMahon has that wall back up, but it's the Blizzard that's going to take him. Thrown right in. Ramatra's caught. Can they grab it? No! Nari rejects the ultimates with one of their own. Axe and
Not a bad fight at all. Like if you look at that, the getting the ultimate with McMahon, it doesn't quite find anything. That's the problem. But you know, Axe and Nari, they invested their ultimates, so that means that we have Annihilation, we have the Beat, and we have Blossom coming in real quick for both of these teams. However, Morris, they have the Blizzard, and Blizzard, one of the best ultimates in Brawl. This is gonna dictate who wins this one. This could be a last fight for Afterglow.
Yeah, Afterglow really does have to get this moving. The only thing they've got going for them is that Death Blossom and the Ramatra. Here, though, Mei Blizzard going out from Ari, not going to catch much, though. Avery up to...
I think that's a...
in this Annihilation field.
Okay, well, you know, Afterglow, they are able to take it. I think we're doing, we're doing good right here. So Afterglow, it's going to be taking that fight for now. Look at that. When you invest the Annihilation, when you invest the Blossom, you better believe that you're taking over the point. And Marmoris, that is a costly fight for them. They invest their own Blizzard, which doesn't find anyone at the beginning thanks to that wall, just cutting them out. And this is going to be a struggle because look at that. We're going into the point. The Blizzard gets invested. And there's going to be McMahon just freezing all over the place. Oh, Cute Thing is frozen, but they are able to live. The sustain that they have from Max is going to be more than enough. And Afterglow, they secure that they're not losing this fight, but they are not winning it either. The wall comes out, and oh my god, Cute Thing is 1 HP, and you're not saving your Ramatra once he's walled. And we're just cleaning up house here. McMahon, Bion, absolute go to DPS. They want to take every kill that they can, as they are still running at them. If you're not careful, you're going to be going down. And Afterglow, they managed to secure the point. However, Marmoris, this is expected for them. They don't have the ultimates that they would want. They don't have the resources. So they can still lose one more fight, and they could even keep contesting. However, if they play slow, they could get their ultimate charge back, and they can just win it all. However, the fight is still breaking out. And Afterglow, they invest the wall, and this is going to be Ari. What a free Blizzard if they're able to sit. Yeah, right in the middle of a point, they are walled, and this is going to be a frozen Afterglow. Ramatra 1 HP, but they don't quite find the kill. They are not, and they cannot see their face. No more headshots. And Bion, kill on Sonari. This is going to be an Annihilation coming in quick because this is last fight territory. Kiki, kill onto Cute Thing. No more fight, no more nothing, and oh my god, Afterglow absolutely coming back from this fight like it's nothing. Marmoris Kraken just struggling to get their own pace back. However, 10% left. This is about of 12 seconds. So if Unlucky is able to touch, we can see the Annihilation, we can see the Coalescence, we could see everything. So this is going to be last fight. The wall, however, are they able to touch? Yeah, they are able to touch, and their ultimates are coming in hot. Look at that. Coalescence going in so much HP that is going to be recuperated. Avery looking at that Annihilation, but the Beat is not able to secure, them to live. And look at that kill onto Avery. Without them, what do you do? However, it's frozen on the side of Cute Thing, and if they die, this could be an even fight, but they do not die. So much sustain from their supports. So much support, and this is going to be Afterglow looking like they're struggling a little bit. And yep, Marmoris Kraken kicking them out, and this is going to be Moira just with that Coalescence securing the HP, securing the damage, securing that they touch, and that is going to be first point onto the side of Marmoris. That they were winning, then they were losing, and then they ended up winning it all. So you know, if that little point doesn't tell you how it's gonna go, I don't know what is. And right now we're going into our second point, and this acceptable dives, it acceptable brawls, it works wonders. So you know, we can see everything here. However, it looks like we're going in with the same compositions. Brawl, you see, Ramatra May. This is the absolute classic of all time. Reaper is going to be paired with the May, and that means that if Avery is not careful, they might just end up dying to that much damage. However, the switch onto the Sojourner is going to secure that their railgun just absolutely goes and demolishes the supports, and this gives you more range as well. So you're not just forced to take it. Oh, a little bit dangerous there. However, the first skirmish is already happening. Afterglow takes over the high ground very cleanly. Now that you have this position, you need to rotate, however, because you're on brawls. You cannot just play from afar. And they take over this little hidden underground space. They use the barrier to come out, and that is going to be so clean for them. They have to use very early that immortality field on the side of Axe, and this is going to be Migman getting rid of it, and that means that there's no more cooldowns to help your Ramatra live through bad situations. But Nari, kill him to Migman, putting up back the tempo. This is going to be a kill on the board, and Remorse Kraken, they have everything in their hands to make this point theirs, and we're running in. Kiki are getting punched down. Cute Thing is not playing games, and Avery gets their own kills as well, 2 for 2, but it doesn't matter. This is a stagger. Without your tank, you're not contesting point, and that is going to be an early cap for the side of Marmoris, but the same goes for Afterglow. I didn't quite notice at the beginning, but they got 20%, and 20%, that's like little bot time. You get something in return for your troubles, and the ultimates are going to start coming in. That's the thing about Brawl. Ultimates are the name of the game. If you're on the mirror side of things, if you use them early, it gives you the tempo that you need to just establish that you're winning it. And look at that, the wall is going to be so perfect. Cute Thing is struggling, but that wall saves in. Lucky Main, see you later, Bayern. You're getting moved off of the map, and it's going to be Avery trying to punch him away, but they cannot deal with him. Kraken looking so like the unstoppable force going in, but they have the annihilation instead of Avery. So right here they are playing to sustain, reorganize, and now you go in with annihilation because you have your beat, you have your window, but Remorse Kraken is not getting left behind. The window might be coming here early from the side of Axe, and this is going to be Cute Thing punching out, but Avery uses their annihilation on top of annihilation. It's a light show, but Cute Thing annihilating Bind, annihilating Kiki, and this is going to be a one fight from the beginning for the side of Memoris. And the best thing, they only use 2 ultimates, and they use 2 ultimates as well instead of Afterglow. What does that mean? We have 3 ultimates on Memoris, and we have almost only 1 free for the beginning of this next fight. However, Afterglow, if they want to go all in, if they win, they can get back that tempo that they've lost. However, if they lose, this might be last fight territory. 30% until this map is done and Remorse Kraken gets their stuff up. So look at that, the window on the side of Afterglow. This is going to amplify the damage on the side of May. This is going to amplify the damage on Ramatra, on everyone, but it doesn't matter because Nari, with their own window, gets double kills on Kiki, on Migman. Absolutely wrecking havoc over here. And it's going to be Cute Thing. Kick count to Bayern. Avery goes down, and that secures basically the hold on the side of Kraken. There's no one to contest. However, the Lucio might be able to do that on the side of Kero. Avery switch onto the Doom, trying to touch, but if they can't, this is going to be the end of this point. But look at that, the Tracer blinks on the side of Migman, and the overtime is starting to click down, and it's just touch after touch, but it looks like they have it down. The beat means that you're not killing anyone with over 1000 HP. It's too much HP. Ari put their own kills. Avery's down. Cute Thing kill him to Kiki, and now it's just the immortality field trying to save an unsavable situation, and that is basically going to be the win for the side of Kraken. Absolutely, yeah. 1.1 map win on Oasis. This is so good for you. And this is, the kind of pace that we want to set up. However, Afterglow, they were not left behind at all. On some of those fights, they were out-tempoed. They had a little bit of trouble, getting their own game going. Their blizzards were not as big as you would have wanted. It was not the absolute best. However, that first point, it was down to the wire. And Remorse Kraken, however, are able to pull it back, and they end up winning. So for now, we're having a couple of issues, but we're gonna send it into a break. So don't go anywhere, because Kraken and Afterglow coming back after this break.
Hello everybody and welcome back. Sorry about that brief interlude. Had some technical difficulties there, but we are locked and reloaded, ready to go into this Blizzard World map. Kraken coming out with a little bit of an upset on that first map against Afterglow and getting themselves set up for this nice 2-0.
Right, that map was a lot of action. Like, it was a lot of like ultimates coming in, and overall, Kraken, they were able to out-tempo. Like Nari absolutely wrecking shop with that Sojourn, getting so many kills out of nowhere. Like, great game. And honestly, this gives you the momentum that you need to be going into the next games, because you just beat a team that was, you know, of course it doesn't sound disrespectful because both of these teams, we said at the beginning, extremely good players, but still they are considered like the underdogs, and they are still coming out on top on a really dominant Oasis game. But as you were saying, we're going into Blizzard World, and reminder, if they win on the side of Kraken, this is going to be it for this round of round robin 3, you know, and they might just take it home.
Yeah, it is a first to 2 for every match here. If it for some reason ends in a tie, we will end up seeing that push map come out. And without that tie, though, we're not going to see it until a little bit later in the tournament when we get to that first 2-3. Is when we should begin to start seeing push. Right now, though, just going to be focusing on that escort, or as I was, that hybrid coming at you with Blizzard World.
Right, and Blizzard World, we saw a lot of things going on in Blizzard World. Our earlier game, you know, it was very interesting with the brawl with the poke comp here on the side of the Sigma. However, you know, now that we go into Blizzard World, we could see everything. And usually what we see as a monkey, we see a diva, you know, it depends. But every time I say something is going to happen in this tournament specifically, it turns out to be something else. So,
I mean, I really like Monkey on Blizzard World. I think Monkey is a good choice on most maps, especially on Blizzard World, though. I think they give you a lot of that cleave power, they give you a lot of that ability to brawl, while also still being able to push a dive, and put up something like this, where you can have, you know, that really, really buffed backline, while still putting a ton of pressure up front with your Tracer, and meanwhile, you got a cool sniper in the backline helping things out.
Right, McMahon on that Widow is going to be so helpful. However, they are on attack, and Widow known to be more of a specialist here on the side of defense. But Morris Kraken are rocking with the Ashe, and Nari, we've seen what they can do with these heroes. They hit hard, and they're going to establish their dominance over the point. But Morris Kraken, they are looking for Axon and Lucky to live forever. And Afterglow, they are going all in. They was switching to the Hog, however. Oh,
is that staying? No, that's a fake out. That's gotta be a fake out. I'd be so amazed if they run out of spawn with that. But it does look like Meekman was just going for that opening shot on the Widowmaker. Now swapped right back over to that Sombra. You can see Avery here now looking for her setup. They have to take this high point right over spawn. Oh, it's just going to be so brutal trying to navigate. Doesn't look like Avery's going for it, though. Recognize that there's no sniper up there. Just got to focus on that back line. Already down. Gets booped out, however. That's going to leave Bion all by themselves up on that point. Avery here just a little bit stuck, waiting for cooldowns.
Right, and Lucky. What a whip shot. However, it doesn't matter. They cannot whip shot them out now.
Oof. And now that anti does catch a lot, not catches enough though. McMahon, the one who steps in, Bayon trying to force point at this time. Now though, chasing down the Brigitte. Goodbye, Unlucky! And Afterglow very quickly turning a first dive that didn't really take him too much into an amazing roll through this point A.
Right, when the Winston presence is just so hard. Like, if your Winston's going in, and then you have McMahon and Bion just on the Tracer, on the double flanker, there's no way the backline ever lives. However, Unlucky was able to delay that for a little bit. And even though it's not for long, it's going to be better than, you know, just getting capped immediately. 5 minutes on the clock. The payload starts moving in, going into the escort portion of the map, and look at that. High ground is being scouted by Avery, and they're looking for the biggest of jumps.
Already it's in, the hack coming on the Brigitte. Goodbye, Unlucky once again. McMahon rolling through so powerfully. Catches Axe as well. Gonna get traded out, but so long as Avery stays alive with no support line really here, that's gonna be so impossible for Kraken to maintain.
Yeah, you cannot get through you cannot get out alive if Avery is playing against you, and then McMahon and Bayon on top of you. That is going to be danger. However, Neri, with this Ashe, are just looking for a bit of poke. If they can poke the monkey out before he can even jump, that is going to be real good. However, it's not looking like it's possible. Afterglow all over the place.
Yeah, it looks like Afterglow just controlling the pacing right now, but traded pulse bombs on the back line. Gonna matter a little. Afterglow, though, is there able to get Cute Thing out of here, and then McMahon continues to roll through this backline. We talked about Kraken being the team with the macro pushing them. Instead, though, it's Afterglow's insane timing and pace that is just running this map.
Right, it's the micro plays, like they are just killing them before they can even get through. And Afterglow, it's going to be in the last portion of the second point contested with the EMP.
Yeah, Bayon gonna immediately grab Axe. Axe having a brutal time in this backline. I don't think we've seen them live more than 3 seconds into a fight, but here's Bob trying to keep this point going. Avery gonna take down Nari, but not before this Bob. There's a real wrench in the plans. McMahon has to translocate out, but look at this. That's a low health Brigitte. That's such a juicy target. Not gonna happen. Caro maintains on this point with a huge rally, and they're gonna roll on through to this final point.
Oh, it's Avery all day, every day. They are going into the backline, and you cannot blame Axe. Supports are never meant to die at the beginning. But when there's double flanker, when you cannot even see the Sombra, and when Bayon just blinks onto your backline thrice, plants a pulse bomb on you and gets out, there's no way you're living. So right now it's Afterglow, just absolutely insane dives that they are coordinating. However, Marmoras, they have their ultimate coming soon, and that is going to be a rally and a primal to avoid them getting full cap. 4 minutes and ticking. That is an oppressive time bank.
Yeah, if they want to just shut down this push and put pacing back in their favor, those two ults are going to be brutal. Pulse bomb now, what they were waiting for, the huge dive onto the backline. Can Kiki live? Yes, they can. The jukes and movement are insane. Meanwhile, Bayon throwing enough pressure on the backline of Kraken. They can't keep pushing in. Gonna come out with this primal from Cute Thing. Once again, though, just has to get back out. The backline for Afterglow just so resilient here. Kiki and Caro, no fear in the face of a gigantic Winston and a pulse bomb coming their way.
Yeah, and Bayon waiting for the 1v1, almost one clipping Ahri. They are able to get out. If you keep your Tracer alive, you still have the damage. Nari in a little bit of a bad position here, though. The hack on the Echo.
Echo, though, going to fall back down. Still, Afterglow now on a time limit. If they're going to win this fight, they have to do it quick. Without that honor, they're not going to have healing. Bayon the first to fall, Caro soon after, and with that, Avery going to call it a day and try to get back out. McMahon can't quite follow behind, but overall, Afterglow set themselves up really nicely with the ult economy here.
And that's a good part, because Afterglow, they are able to have their ults for next fight. Like, you lose a long fight, which is bad, 1 full minute of fighting. It doesn't result in anything, but it does give you ultimates, and Avery is about to come up on that primal, and Caro's rallies have been insane, so that's good news. And look at that, devious EMP.
Oh, and the anti on them to set up the EMP! Kiki setting up McMahon, the assist is there! And McMahon coming in with the slam dunk. Propaganda is useless when you're against this insane of a Sombra.
Right, and this Sombra is getting the support of Avery, the support of Kiki with those antis, but Cute Thing putting their numbers up on the board. This is not over, Loki.
No, keeping this going. The tank power is there. Managing to survive long enough with that primal that they're able to rally the team behind them, stop this push in its tracks. Here they're getting set up for the next one. Avery has a primal of their own. Caro with that rally. You can see Avery positioning for it now. Huge hack on the Cute Thing. Can they get back out? Oh. Doesn't matter. The DPS shut down by Ahri and Nari.
Right, and that is going to be Ahri and Nari just holding down this backline. Avery gets slept and the primal gets nothing. It's going to be 2 minutes already down from where we were. 1 minute and 50, and the ultimates are online. However, Afterglow, they have the pulse bomb, which, if it's Bayon, they are not missing. Caro and Kiki with that nano onto Avery, that's going to be so scary to deal with. So you need to plan this one correctly if you don't want to lose.
Ahri positioned so nicely here. They've got that hammer and anvil set up with the Winston. Looking on the back line. The anti's there. Can they catch him?
Oh!
No! Caro steps in, but it's not enough to fight against the pulse bomb. Now, minute kill in the favor of Kraken means that Afterglow is really stalling out on this third point. They had 4 minutes coming into this.
they had 4 minutes, but you know, Kraken, they just have the defense of all time, and Ari is going to be so annoying on that Tracer, which is what you have to do. Those pulses are finding every kill, but look at that, McMahon opening it up. This could be the beginning of, you know, the end part of offense.
Yeah, that first blood gonna be huge, but they're not in position to take advantage of it just yet. I think that's going to give enough time for McMahon to come back when this push really starts, but the ante is in. Huge pulse, or huge as I was nano into it, but gets slapped as Ari has once again taken down Bion. The rest of Kraken trying to come their way through, and Nari, cross-court shot onto McMahon. That is a sniper.
Their aim is true, and you know what else is true? 20 seconds on the clock. That is so oppressive. But McMahon, they have the EMP, and Loki, we saw what they can do with it. Once they press Q, someone is going to be dying, and this is last fight territory for Afterglow.
Yeah, I gotta be looking at Unlucky Main here on that Brigitte. That's gonna be a huge ult that has to come out well, but Bion does have a pulse ready to come up. There's the dive on the back line. EMP is out. Is Pulse Bomb there? No, but the rally is! And with the anti-nade helping them out, keeping that healing up, it's going to be just enough to make sure this support line survives. Nari still falls, however. Cute Thing trying to track down the kills on the opposing backline, on Afterglow's backline. They're going to find Kiki for it. That Brigitte's still alive. Never mind! Ari's here, and Caro is gone. Bion takes down Ari once more. Afterglow still got a little bit of life in them. Cute Thing has to run away, get back to their backline, get back to Axe, try to get enough healing back there to keep it moving. It's just this one Tracer on point. Never mind, the Cavalry is here, ladies and gentlemen. That is a nano onto Avery. Keep them up a little bit more. They can't dive off this point, though. They have to keep cart present. Now, trying to find Nari, but by the time they did, the nano was gone. And now it's on to Cute Thing, who's hunting in the back line. Gonna take down Carry for one. Nari helping out, taking out Avery. This front line is gone. Now just has to close it out a little bit more. It's just the squishy DPSs here to try to keep it alive for a little bit longer, and not gonna happen. Nari shuts it down. The amazing play from Cute Thing. That nano, an amazing shot onto them, and just supplied them through that whole push.
Right. Oh, every single time that I thought they were winning, every single time that I'm like, oh, they're already going to finish it out, they were not. It's just Kraken. They have the defense on lock, and Cute Thing is, they have so much presence. Axon Unlucky, however, we do have to, like, before overtime started, it was all starting with McMahon's EMP, but they cannot quite confirm the kill. A couple of shots missed are going to end up costing you the game. Why? Because Axe is going to nave their feet, Unlucky is going to have that Inspire going up forever with amped heals, and the backline is just not dying. That is why Overwatch is such a hard game. The tiniest of things is going to end up costing you the game, costing you the tournament. It could cost you everything. So Marmora's Kraken, although they defend, they don't quite, you know, full hold as one would want. However, onto the second point, good news for Afterglow. They managed to break through better than their first control game, and that's going to be Marmora's Kraken now on defense. We have the Life Weaver, which interesting. Yeah, that's
Hey, we got bugged out last time with the Roadhog. I want to be surprised if we get bugged out again here with the Life Weaver. I do have to say though, I am loving how well Kraken understood the pacing there, brought it back into macro. You know, gave a little bit of time, made sure to build up those huge ults that just shut everything down, that just shut all the pace down, and then sent them all out at once to give themselves that hold.
Oh.
Going for a little bit of a play there, not going to find anything on it though, and Unlucky Thing is going to switch right back over to that Brigitte.
Yeah, and McMahon is ready with that Sombra. Of course, not killing anything right here, just getting your ultimate charge. If you get EMP soon, that could be the end of one whole fight. However, when we get to high ground, uncontested.
Not really anything there. It looks like Afterglow wants to take this fight a little bit closer to the point. Hack almost comes through on Ari. That could have been bad, but for right now, Ari going to get out scot-free. There's the dive onto high ground. Not finding a ton as the boop is going to get him right back off, and now Nari has a chance to attack the back line. They're helped out. That anti-nade, not going to catch an anti on the other team, just going to help out get the extra healing in. Never mind, Avery is anti and has to race to this health pack. Gonna find it, but just barely. And now without Kiki, it's gonna be a race against time for the Kraken.
Right, and it's so bad for the side. Oh, look at however Kraken. They lost cute thing, but cute thing is coming back up. They are about to just go all over this point. And this is a retouch for the set of Afterglow. They can set it up right.
Yeah, Afterglow here, back on the attacking side. There's a dive into the back line, but the quick hack comes through. The quick anti comes through. Hero doing a great job taking care of Ari, and Bion taking care of Unlucky Main in the meantime. There's that front line, back line attack that you love to see with this dive combo. And oh, Avery! Coming out here like Mario squishing on a Goomba. Goodbye, Nari.
Nari is out for the count, and that is a good defense outside of Afterglow. Like, Avery got antied at the beginning of that play, but they are able to just play around their bubble and get out the second that they can. Kiki and Kero keeping their lines up forever. And look at that, they're playing aggressive and they're getting the first pick for this fight.
And I do think Afterglow is at their best when they're playing aggressive like this. Don't wait for Kraken to set the pace. We've seen how strong they can be. Just take it right to them. Now, Afterglow set up once again in this really strong spot. Only 2 minutes on the clock, but here's Ari hunting once again with this EMP, and they're gonna have a Primal backing them up.
Right, but an EMP,
Oh,
big
no!
accent unlucky.
Waited too long to try and find it. In the meantime, Afterglow, they're not going to give you the chance to even look for an EMP. They're taking the fight right to you every time.
Yeah, they take it to you, and now your entire team is dead. Nari is coming back real late, and they only used that EMP, Loki. But Ari, look at this. They are setting up the dive. They are pinging. We want to kill Kero. Kero has to die, and if they do, they can win this one.
Arrow set up on that high ground. It's going to be a trial. See if Houston can get up to them. EMP goes out. Does catch the Ana. Not going to find the kill, though. That break ult's still there. That anti-nade still there, keeping everybody up. Primal getting committed, but not finding a whole lot of payoff. Bion here doing their best to stay alive. Avery back in. As always, cute thing back in with that anti on them. Finally does get back out. There's the Nano trying to keep them alive. Bion going back again, hunting in the backline, but the Brig ult still up. That armor keeping everybody alive. And as a result, no one's really finding a ton of ground here. Trading out the Anas back and forth. Bion falls to the cute thing dive. And just like that, once one is gone, the rest follow. And Kraken find a lifeline on point A.
Right, and that is so good because they were about to lose, about to go into overtime too. However, Afterglow, they are pushed back, and this is going to be an EMP coming from McMahon. Don't forget, every time that you see an EMP, you have to assume that one of the supports is there, and you have to play around it. However, Axe unlucky with Kiki and Carol. They have been really good at setting it up. They have been real good at coordinating. Hey, I'm gonna do this, so that you can live. And this is another fight coming in. Look at that, the EMP is primed, the EMP is ready, and this is going to be another quick fight on the point.
Yeah, Unlucky Main gonna be the one looking to see if they can keep everyone alive. Ari and Nari trying to charge these ults as quick as possible, looking for a response against this EMP. But oh no, Kraken really grouped up right here. There's the dive, there's the EMP. Goodbye, Unlucky Main. And no chance Kiki's getting out of here either. Hacked, the health pack is hacked. You've got 2 DPS and a Winston on you. Sayonara, friend. And just like that, it's all cleanup.
Another quick fight, and that is how you want to play on this comp. They also invest the pulls just to make sure that cute thing does not get back in. However, Loki, it's it's all gas, no brakes, because Ari is about to have their EMP. They do have it, and that is going to be Kiki and Carol in danger of dying. Pay attention to what Ari is doing. Ping onto the Ana. We want to kill the Ana. We're setting up on back, and this is going to be Bion and Avery. Bion and Avery. They have to counter life if they want to save them, but this is ready. And look at this, EMP.
And dive perfectly timed. Caro, no time. Goodbye once more, and without a support line, it's just going to be Nari standing on the cart. No one can even escape to try and get back to him. So no contest here as the Kraken roll into point C without too much trouble on this B site. B not really doing a whole lot to impede either of these teams.
Right, and we're rolling into possibly the match point for this match against Afterglow Kraken. They're looking so good on the side of Kraken. But look, the hack is coming in, and the ultimate fest is happening.
Yeah, Afterglow once again trying to take that fight right to him, aiming for Caro, but Arrow is about to get that rally right up and at him. Kiki doing a great job of staying alive, and because they stayed alive for so long, they allow their DPS to do work on the other side, grabbing the other team support line. Avery, the first to fall for Afterglow, but no worries. Afterglow does have support ults ready to go. They just gotta clear out these DPS and these tanks, but they're not willing to go quickly into the night. EMP to strike right back at him. Now Caro taking the fight in with this rally, trying to get Kraken out of here and cement this fight. Still though, Kraken not willing to go quietly into the night.
Right, and Kraken don't quite win that fight, but they force out the resources. No more EMP, no more rally, and they have their own support stuff. And look at that Afterglow going hard in. The rally is popped, and this is a long fight.
Yeah, Nano for rally though is a trade I'll take every day of the week. In the meantime, Cuting and Ari taking down the backline for Afterglow once more. Afterglow here having to pull a little bit of a Kraken, see if they can't just live. Not gonna go for the play, instead just pulling back, aiming for the regroup, taking what ults they've got, and looking to come right back at them.
And moving into what could possibly be the last fight if Kraken can use this EMP to their fullest potential. Avery gets hacked, but they have Primal, so we're going in. They have to defend this one.
Yeah, Afterglow has to take this fight first and get aggressive, try to get there before Ari can set up an EMP. They're gonna get unlucky main, and that might be the death of this push. I don't know how much you really want to commit more after that, and it's not looking like they want to commit any. Kraken willing to take the regroup here. In the meantime, though, Afterglow is starting to pull up some ults of their own.
Yeah, because...
Oh no, Ari got found out!
Oh, okay, Ari they have to spy check Ari, because this EMP could be the death of them if they can use it on top of Kara, on top of Kiki. Your team is not making it out. Look at that, Ari going for a big EMP here.
Positioning is there. They're gonna get Caro. Can they find the kill? This 18-in might be enough to keep them alive, just barely. In the meantime, Bion is gonna take the Brigitte out. Nari eventually finding Kiki and Cute Thing gonna find Caro, but both support lines are traded. Bion takes down Ari as well. It's a tank fight on point, but Cute Thing doesn't have a friend, and that's gonna be it for them. Now it's another 2v2. Support Lucio on site trying to keep anything alive, but Afterglow is here and they are cleaning up. No one there to stop them. Up the amazing play for the DPS, the pulse bomb to save the day. And just like that, the DPS ults from Kraken don't even matter.
It's going to be, I'm sorry, when it comes to dive, what a play of the game, by the way. I love that intro, it's so good. However, as we were saying, when it's dive, it's all about the Sombra. If the Sombra presses Q on your backline, you are dead. There's nothing you can do. However, the difference maker, Loki, is that Afterglow was able to spy check Ari early, and they were able to nade their support. If Carol doesn't die, they have to invest more resources. They have to invest more primal time on bouncing them around. They have to invest more of treasures, blinks, guns, reloads, recalls, everything. And then you don't have enough resources to keep pulling through with the fight. You need to make fights quick on dive. And if trades happen, it's going to favor defense side because that spawn is closer to their side. So it all comes down to one singular nade that Kiki threw, and then Afterglow is able to win that fight. That is going to make it 1-on-1, the first not 2-0 here on the side of the stream, taking us into the last game for the night.
Yeah, I gotta give props to the support line there, able to stay alive in the huge just barrage of resources coming their way. But also credit to Nari, one man just insanity in the backline there, takes out the entire support line for the Kraken before turning right around and catching a DPS as well. Doesn't need any help on it, just needs a pulse bomb and a dream. And just like that, we are going to map 3, which is of course going to be an escort map. So, first escort map of the tournament.
Yeah, escort is one of those points that it could go in any way because, for example, when you have points like Gibraltar, it's going to be all about the dive, playing that vertically. However, we do have stuff like Rialto, which Rialto favors a lot of that brawl on the second point, on the third point. However, first point could be poke, it could be anything. So trust me, every single match is a surprise because you're not guaranteed to see something. These teams, they are playing for a pretty hefty prize pool. So you're gonna have to put out all the tricks, all the stops to make sure that you're winning this one. And you know, Kraken Afterglow, this is a very, how do I say? It's not one-sided at all. It's neck to neck. They are playing at an absolutely next level. Bion, for example, on the Tracer, getting double kill in the backline like it's nothing, even without their ultimate, only with melee. So trust me, I don't know what can go down on this one, but what we do know. These teams have to take out everything that they can. They have to play at the top level if they want to make sure that they can win and take this round robin into tomorrow. Because when we get into the bracket, these games that, you know, even if you lose this one, you're not eliminated, but it's gonna affect you in the future. And we're going into Shambali Monastery, one of a very tight map. So a lot of Junkrat, a lot of Sigma, a lot of snipers. This is an interesting map to play for sure.
Yeah, Shambali is... It just feels weird above anything else, you know? There's so many different tight corners, there's so many different, you know, interesting sight lines there, especially with the elevation. You know the most fun fact about Shambali, though? It's the exact same layout as Circuit Royale, just flipped. Or not Circuit Royale, Circuit Royale, the Poland one.
Yeah, the one with Widow. Oh, wait, I can see it. Second point.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's the exact same map. It's just flipped.
Damn.
And the elevation and geometry just makes it different enough that like you don't really notice it until you look at either map kind of like from above. You know, you can actually just see the line. But no, yeah, same exact layout and completely different way that you play it. Both teams looking to come out here with this brawl, starting them out. Kraken is on the Widow to open themselves up, or some sort of sniper. Gonna find out with something interesting here. Unlucky main likely to switch. Well, not gonna switch off that Lucio as we got a close hold right here, ready to go. Afterglow taking it right to him once again, never letting Kraken take their breath, but gonna be the first one to get a kill. Ari close behind them, and this close hold very quickly not going their way as Kraken just get some free ult charge off of that.
And the fun part about the beginning is that Morris, that switch into the Hanzo was huge because they use the Sonic arrow, they see that they are holding close, and they just go and absolutely counter them. That strategy, it looks a little funny, but it does work if they are not expecting it, but that Sonic arrow gives you all the info that you need. However, as we were mentioning, Hanzo may on the side of the DPS, Hanzo looking to get an early pick onto any of the backlines so they can just start winning from the beginning. However, Morris, quick fight here.
Yeah, Hanzo really looking to set up that off angle. Right now, though, the Ramatra is dueling in the middle. You can see Milkman trying to stick up a little bit more on it outside, but not going to be able to find their way as Bion takes down one, and now it's Kraken back into a corner of their own. Not going to find any way out of that one. That Ramatra creating a nice, huge wall. Doesn't even need a maid for it. Just uses their own body.
Yep, and that is going to be a good defense outside of Africa. Ultimates are starting to come into play, however. They have the Blizzard coming up, and look at that, they're looking for an early wall. If they can wall even one of the members, they're going to get frozen and absolutely cleaned up here. And look at that, the first wall coming in.
Yeah, goodbye, cute thing. With no help, no, big resources to throw at themselves. They don't have that annihilation field to keep them up. That's just all she wrote, and in Overwatch 2, if you lose your tank first, you can just head back to spawn.
Yeah, you can start walking back. I think it's a safe bet. However, Afterglow is not going to end up doing that because they have every single thing that they want to win these next couple of fights. They have Annihilation, they have that window to burn Cute Thing to the ground, and they look for a different rotation on high ground. They can find a really good Blizzard here if they get it early.
Well, trying to get a nice freeze and a slow in, not going to find a ton, but that Blizzard is going to find Cute Thing. Can they knock them down in time? No. Avery has to commit Annihilation Field to try to keep it going. Gonna pick up Ari, but now lots of pressure on them, relying on this Baptiste Field to try to keep it going just a little bit longer as the opposing team's Annihilation Field beams in the damage against them. Cute Thing gonna be able to find Kiki support line for support line, but as Avery falls and Nari survives the Lucio attack from Karo, it's gonna be Afterglow on the move once again.
And this is such neck to neck, but it doesn't matter because Kraken, they haven't been able to get to the end of the map, and now that they're getting there, that's good and everything, but they have dragons, and they have beat on the side of Africa. They have everything to stop them here, and if they can win this fight, it's gonna give them enough ult percentage to get their Blizzard, to get their Annihilation, and hold them here. So this might as well turn into a full hold if Afterglow wins the fight.
Yeah, and here is where they're taking the fight. Afterglow trying to keep that card from pushing the distance. Avery very far in. Dragons to split the team. Can they get up on this Lucio in time? No, they cannot. Unlucky Man able to survive. Nari able to pump in the shots. Goodbye, Karo. Goodbye, McMahon. And that's going to be goodbye, Afterglow. No huge ults to stop them. And so those are the great dragons coming out from Bion, but it the amount of pressure coming from the rest of the Kraken didn't matter because they weren't able to push in on that split.
Right, and once that they cannot do that, that means that Afterglow is not gonna be able to hold them. However, we're going into the cramped portion of the map. This is when the Ramachas have the most fun, trust me. They get to punch everything they get, and everything is in their sidelines. Afterglow, we're coming back, we have beat, we have the window, and this could mean a full hold as well. But look at that, the Dragon splitting up the team.
The Dragons in to split once again. Can they capitalize on it this time? Gonna capitalize on Karo, and that takes the beat out of this fight. Bion tries to strike back quickly, but I'd rather have a beat than a May almost any day. Still though, Kraken not willing to push in without the help from the DPS. The brawl, I think, just around this corner would be a little bit too tough without it.
Right, and Afterglow, they have the advantage here because May is not quite back, and they have everything here. Cute thing, absolutely pushing, has to get out, and it's going to be Avery just taking them off of point. They have the corner, they have it held down, and now that they use the window, they have the positional advantage. They also have the beat, so they have to be real careful on Memories not to overcommit resources because Nari want to kill it to Bion.
Yeah, Nari now with the kill. The strike back from Avery, though. They've got this Annihilation Field trying to stop Kraken in their tracks. Wall coming up, though. Not going to catch a ton other than an Annihilation Field Ramatra. I don't think that's the gift you want there, friends. And Ari's going to take down Mickman as a result. Avery utterly stopped in their push. Cute Thing also now. The Annihilation Field is gone. Window there. Cute Thing trying to go up through onto this back line. Can they get out? No, they cannot. Goodbye, Kiki. Bion able to escape, but who knows for how long as their tank is up front and just getting beamed down by Cute Thing.
Yeah, and Avery is not able to live there, and Cute Thing just knocking the lights out of Kiki, just taking them off a point, and that means that Marmoris has the advantage here, because they have 3 ultimates up and nothing on Afterglow to quite answer. However, Bion with those dragons, if they're able to split the team, this might not be such an open and shut case. So Afterglow, although they are not looking quite good here, if they're able to use their Hanzo ultimate as well as they have been doing up until now, could level the field there. However, Ari looking to play real quick here with the Blizzard. They are positioning right with the tank, and Blizzard already out.
Yeah, here's the Dragons trying to capitalize on it just a bit more. Maybe can find something to split it. Gonna take down Unlucky Main. Without that Lucio gone, it's very easy for this entire team to just get pinned in a corner. And would you look at that? They seem to be getting pinned in a corner. Avery turning this into a boxing match. You are trapped in this cage and you are going 12 rounds. And Cute Thing not able to survive that knockout.
Yeah, they are trapped in with Avery, and Avery's not letting you go easily, and that means that Avery has their Annihilation online, and Cute Thing coming up with their own. However, Loki, Kraken has a big advantage here. They have to beat ready, and beat against Annihilation is one of the best counters, so they need to take this fight quickly or lose it almost immediately so that they are able to keep the tempo going. 1 minute on the clock, Dragons are coming out, and every ultimate in the game as well.
Yeah, great wall and a great split, but can't count on it quite yet. Kiki gonna fall quickly, however, they try to make use of that wall, and it's gonna be the death of them. Annihilation Field out now for Avery, but not finding a ton on it to split out. Just a little bit too much from this Kraken. And in the meantime, Afterglow doing a really good job of spacing themselves to just nullify any of the pressure that Kraken wanted to put out. And once they're a little bit split out, a little bit spaced, you can just capitalize on each one individually.
Lucky Main got out though too, and one of the bad things is that they lost the fight while investing the beat. So now you have no counters to McMahon's Blizzard other than to hope to speed out. However, they are caught out in a real bad position here.
Yeah, Afterglow, not really what they were looking for. McMahon gets glacked right as they're trying to throw down the Blizzard. Still hits the ground. Doesn't matter though. Annihilation Field not even needed for Kraken here, as they've given themselves the cart in position with 3 seconds remaining. It's right at the end. Can anyone even contest? Karo's not up for another 4 seconds. It's gonna be gonna be McMahon just barely touching the cart. Can they get there in time? No, they can't. Avery stuffed by Unlucky Main. And now the full cap in overtime is going to the way of Kraken.
Kraken cap it again, as you were saying, on overtime. So that means that 3 full points have been capped, but not bad, not the worst of news. They could have kept with a minute, with 2 minutes. So if you're Afterglow, it's not the worst of news, but that is still a real bad thing to get through. That third point of Shambali is way harder to cap than what you may think originally. So Afterglow, they need to step it up, because again, if they are not able to full cap as well as Marmora's Kraken did, they are not going to go home with a smile on their faces. That's all I can say. However, a couple of seconds until, yeah, there we go. It's going to be the brawl again. Bion and Nari on those Hanzos, they've been doing so much damage. They've been showing just how good they are at poking and getting their headshots and winning fights before they happen with those dragons as well. And Ari and Mick, man, they have to get those bushes down, because that is going to be one of the main differences between who wins between Kraken and Afterglow.
Yeah. Here for this next one, and once again, just those brawls looking straight at each other. I do want to take attention to that last fight between Afterglow and Kraken. I think, Afterglow got really used to being the team that strikes first. And so when Kraken just ran it out there with no fear, I feel like Afterglow is kind of found on the back feet. Their positioning weren't really ready for it. Here, though, once again, going for a close hold, but a bit more conservative of one. Looking to find time here rather than just pure kills and relying on that. As Avery wants to try to step up into the team, look for the Hanzo off on the edge. There's Nari trying for the back line. They got one shot. Can they find the second one? No! The tank damage in the Lucio is a little bit too much, knocks them off of their angle. And so Nari not able to find Kiki. Kiki escapes, and that wall up doesn't find much other than just getting both walls out. As either team trying to find their pace, it does look like Kraken has the better defensive position, but Afterglow has the ability to swoop around your tank and put up a wall. That blocks off every chance of recovery. Everyone's caught out in the open. And just like that, Afterglow is on the roll.
Yep, and that is a really good beginning on the side of Afterglow. They are getting their ultimates, and what a kill on Tuari. That means that there's no Mei right now, and they're going to be getting their real late. Now you don't have to deal with with passing through the first choke point, but the second choke point is going to be a real problem. Morris, Afterglow, getting a real offensive position here, because Avery is about to get their annihilation, and Keaton getting a little bit behind on the ultimate war.
Yeah, McMahon now up. You can see Avery. Oh, that window already out. Avery looking to walk through it, completely nullified. They're going to do just that. Axe once again trying to rely a little bit too much on the window, and Avery shuts it down. Avery now with the annihilation field trying to run everything else through. Karo, a little bit of a chase down there on Ari as they try to play as hide and seek. Karo says no, and just like that, Afterglow has all of the momentum.
Yep, but the touch.
There you go. Unlucky main. Can they keep it going? Their team's right there trying to keep them up. They've got the Baptiste. Oh, Dragon on sight. Not what you want to see when you're trying to keep it alive. But don't count them out yet. Cute Thing is here with Annihilation Field, and they are annihilating the opposition. Nari tries to shut down Avery. Gonna find it, and Kraken stay alive with 0.09 remaining.
Yeah,
oh, no way.
Boy,
the freeze is here
don't
too.
Count them out.
They're still going on this. Afterglow not willing to send it home. They want to throw even more resources at it. Karo!
Oh.
Nari shuts them all down. The hopes and dreams of the Kraken were on Nari's back, and once again, Nari has pulled through.
Both teams invest everything that they have in Morris Kraken. They're like, yes, I believe we can hold this point down. They use Annihilation. They use everything they have except for Beat and Dragons, and Nari just on that cleanup squad, getting everything that they want. However, Afterglow, they have nothing here. They only have Beat, and they have to invest it. Yeah, if they lose this one, they could just end up losing the whole game.
Avery in deep here, but in the meantime, Nari's on the edge, cleaving through once again. Avery is going to strike down Ari, but that's only half of the pair that you need to be worried about. Nari's still doing work! Finds 3 once again! Nari, when pushed into the back, when everything has to happen, Nari is pulling up clutch time and time again!
Nari is just, hey, I'm on the Nari crew. I'm a fan. Like this, Hansa doing absolute God's work on the Hansa, getting every single kill that they need. Unlucky, they have their beat against Avery's Annihilation. So if you can block it out, you might just win it. It's going to be 15 seconds. This is last fight territory, or Afterglow goes home if they don't cap it.
There's Avery popping an isolation field, tracks down Unlucky Main, but don't cut him out yet. Don't forget who's still on the backline. Well, with Cute Thing and Nari out of the fight, I don't know how much you can still count them in. 5v2. I don't think there's any hero holds coming up there on that one. Gonna cap almost in overtime, but still, Afterglow finds their way onto this next point.
Yep, Afterglow, they find it, thankfully, because that was looking like a real bad way to go out. You get capped. You don't get the cap even though you're 0.09 meters away. But Ramor's cracking, good job. And look at that, kill onto Bion. That means that the push is basically dead. Look at that, they're going in and they want to stop them right here with Dragons.
Yeah, Dragons cutting off both sides. It's going to be Avery out on their own. Trying to help them out a little bit is Karo, but not going to work out great for him. Karo gets shut down. Cute Thing falling as well. Tank for Lucio. That's an interesting trade. Not sure who it's going to benefit quite yet, as Ari manages to even that trade right back out. Avery falling, and now Kraken once again set up on this defensive hold.
Right, just Mikaman and Bion, they have to break through this. But Ari and Nari, they're, like their names, they're matching those defenses and they know how to hold a point. However, they're trying a different rotation here in Afterglow. And if they lose this fight, they will only have one fight remaining. So they have to lose very quickly if they don't win.
Flipping the site here, wall comes up, doesn't get the grab they're looking for. No one trapped out. Bion throwing huge dragons here. Annihilation field from Cute Thing into the backline. Can they find it? They can find Bion, and so all of the Hanzo advantage goes their way, but this time it's not needed as it's Cute Thing who pulls up 3.
That had to be a quick fight, and it's good that it is because they invest their ultimates and they don't quite get something out of it. But Loki, Avery is about to have Annihilation, and we've seen tougher situations, we've seen worse comebacks, so if they can get this Annihilation, they might just break through to the second point. But Ramor is cracking, looking to use this window on the side of Axe, just secure the damage onto Afterglow, and this is another fight coming up on main. Avery about to annihilate the whole of Ramor is cracking.
Yeah, window is up, but the only major ult that anyone's really looking at right now is that Annihilation field. No one falling quite, but Ari takes up the fight against Bion. Avery going back on the Lucio. That means no one's going to be a run away from this Annihilation field as Nari caught off in the rest of their team. They're on a huge angle, and that's not going to help them out much as Karo is able to shut them down with that Lucio power. 3v4 now as the Kraken are doing everything they can to hold on to this corner like it's their lifeline. Lucio is back. They're looking for this Avery as they're cut off from their team. There's the Maywall in the way. Now into overtime.
No.
The Dragons are here, putting everyone from Afterglow on their back foot. And Cute Thing straying into the back line. It catches 2 before being put down themselves. Axe putting out damage. Here's the Blizzard trying to get him through. Ari takes down Mickman, but is frozen. And now it's once again Nari and a friend versus the world. And Nari coming out on top, supporting the man is Kraken in a torrential 1-2 win. Amazing play from both sides.
What a 2-1. This whole map was neck to neck. Afterglow just losing that time advantage on the side being forced into overtime for the first point was the worst thing that could happen. Look at that Cute Thing showing why they are the best Ramacha going on, and it's just so oppressive the way that they are playing. The way that they played, because it's already over. Ramor's Kraken with the upset victory against Afterglow. We have to remember where these players are coming from. These are not just your random average bronze players or copper players. No, these are real, actual contenders level. So this is a victory that you're happy about being able to take a Kraken. Just looking like an unstoppable team. Nari on that Hanzo. If I am playing against them tomorrow, I am scared. That's all I have to say.
I mean, Kraken has gotten better, I think, with every single match and every single tournament they've played. I don't think we've seen that line of growth waver in any way, shape, or form. And with that, they're looking like a total force in this tournament. Next up, though, we're going to see if Afterglow can, get a little bit of a redemption match after the close loss here, going up to less than 3 with that one very quickly. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Yo. Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Yo. Cash and the ticket is yours. Yours.
Water is the softest and most yielding substance, yet nothing is better than water for overcoming the hard and rigid, because nothing can compete with it. Lao Tzu.
Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave.
Got lots of love. Love. Got lots of love. Love. Got lots of love. Love.
And welcome back for the fourth and final time today. MFG, we have seen 3 incredible rounds of our round robin group stage here, and only 2 more remain on the to be played out, especially in group 1 here. Oh, unfortunately, this is the last one we are going to see on stream, but I do have high expectations towards the performances. We look at our next 2 teams on paper, Less Than 3 and Afterglow, both relatively on similar skill levels in terms of accomplishments as well as the skill that they have within their rosters.
Exactly. If you want to take a look at those rosters, starting off with Less Than 3, we see a pretty interesting lineup here where admittedly this team doesn't have too much previous team experience, but they do look pretty comfortable on the heroes that they enjoy. So I think this is definitely a very diverse squad with all of these heroes that are able to be played. A little sample for you on the screen here. And now if we want to take a look at their opponent's lineup, Afterglow does have a little bit more experience here with some previous players. It looks like we have Caro, who was on, it looks like NYXL Academy currently. And then we also have a lot of others who are veterans in the scene. We even got Shiki X Defiant and Rift Guardian. So lots of veterans here, like I mentioned. And I believe a lot of these players stood out in their recent matchup.
They certainly did, and I think the big one to kind of point out here, it's just got to be Avery. Avery, like you said, been on Rift's Guardians, has been on the Shiki Toronto project, and most notably now has been on this team as well. So Avery has been around as a very consistent tank player. Primarily, I know them for their Ramattra gameplay, and it is just next level what this guy is able to do, specifically on that good old angry robot. So if we're getting any maps that are going to be favored towards the Ramattra, I'm really looking towards Avery to be that shining star, to really come up big. Mickman isn't to be gone unnoticed either, has been incredibly consistent throughout the DPS line. I've seen them in several other matches as well, so I really look forward to both of those performances today, and ideally those 2 players to really be the ones to set the kind of set that baseline for where we're moving forward, especially with first or Less Than 3. They're still looking for that win. They did take that loss in the first round and win 0-1 there, and you know their opponents are fresh off of a 3-map thriller. I got to catch the tail end of that one, went all the way to Shambhali's Monastery and was pretty darn close throughout all of that. It was a loss for Less Than 3 as well. So as we're hitting that back half of these round robin stage, these wins gradually become more and more important as they are stacked up, and you're looking for those bracket seedings heading into tomorrow's matches that will eliminate you from this tournament. So ahead of us, you're starting with 1 more best of 3. Nepal is the battleground for where we'll be going. So haven't seen Nepal. We've got a lovely rotation of our control maps coming in. When you think of Nepal, MFG, what's like the first big thought that comes to mind when you hear that name?
I'm trying to think of it in terms of what you said with the Ramattra, because I think that if they start off on, I want to say, I think it's Sanctuary, the one where it's like the stairs where you go up to the objective, where I think that plays well to Ramatra's style of like being very brawly and having such a large point presence without any fear of where you step. So I think if the teams start off on that portion of Nepal, then Afterglow will definitely have a nice time, because as you mentioned, Avery is able to have such a controlling presence on that Ramatra. But if we start out on any of the other Nepal maps, most notably the one with the, I'm terrible with names, but the one with the pit, you know, the Lucio pit.
It's like the sore thumb of Nepal, honestly. Like
Exactly.
It sticks out. It's just there. You see Shrine and you see Village, and you're like, okay, these are reasonable brawl maps. You can run the Symmetras, you see the Maze, the Ramachas. You expect that. You look at Sanctum, things can get a little bit silly. That's most often where you're going to see teams veer away from that mirror matchup. So if you're used to seeing like a Ramatra or a Reinhardt on Village, for example, you're typically not going to see that as much consistently on Sanctum. A lot of teams will go for a Junker Queen. We'll see them go for the Ramatra sometimes, and Winston has been a big winner. Even the Roadhog at point. Do I think we're going to see that today? No. Would I like to see that? Absolutely. But I'm not going to get my hopes too high because it's Roadhog and it's Overwatch 2. And those things tend to happen. We will be, in fact, starting on Village, though. So definitely more of a classic start to our Nepal game.
Yeah, I was going to say there beforehand, if they didn't start off on that kind of map, then it would have been kind of easier for Less Than 3 to establish themselves. But it looks like it's a flip side situation where it's actually going to be them playing the Ramatra and Avery on the Reinhardt. So again, definitely a brawl, but kind of two different styles of brawl.
I'm a big fan of this Ramatra here. The problem, you're not going to do well at close range against the Reinhardt, but if you can pummel through this shield and kind of take away Avery's cooldowns, you're looking pretty darn good. The hard part is, though, that Reinhardt's a lot more stay power, and especially with Reva going down, you're not worried about getting walled off and isolated from your team. Avery, though, still needs to be careful. Got so darn low there. Forced that immortality field back on out. Less Than 3, despite being down a player, is still very much in this fight. Another nice wall placed by Mickman here has been keeping this door wide open, but Less Than 3 have simply done more damage. Look at the difference between Azali already has that photon barrier online, MFG, and I think that right there just shows the direction that this fight ended up taking.
Exactly, Less Than 3 able to build up so much more sustain there, and Afterglow had to be sent packing, and again showing how this kind of Ramatra-centric style of brawl is the one to play. And it looks like Avery has caught on to that as they now have swapped over to the Ramatra themselves. But Bion very close to a photon barrier as well, so we will definitely kind of see a repeat here, but Afterglow's turn to try to make it happen.
Yep, Afterglow, it is their turn to get themselves back on the objective. The Ramatra coming into play, but with that Annihilation as well as the Blizzard online, Less Than 3 don't even get a chance to use it. Avery goes in, beautiful combo! Set up courtesy of Mickman, has been a true star. There's a reason we highlighted this guy before we went into this match, NFG, and that is just why.
Exactly. I mean, just the synergy of the DPS line for Afterglow, able to make those plays happen so quickly, kind of shows their resilience here, where Less Than 3 won the first fight, but after Afterglow adjusted, they were able to just really take that smoothly, and now here comes the next engagement from Less Than 3.
Yep, Less Than 3 on the way back in. Only the sound barrier to really work with. The Caro is able to match for Afterglow as well, so relatively even playing field. We're going to find this fight. If Reva gets this Blizzard up, though, that's going to force the tempo to be a lot more in favor of Less Than 3. Assuming they can do so, it forces actually the sound barrier incredibly sooner than I would like to have seen it from Everglow. But if there's that much pressure on your Nay, then what can you really do about it? Less Than 3 force that out and shoot through it like it was absolutely nothing, MFG. That is a quick and easy flip back over for them.
I love to see how both of these teams are able to flip each other over, where this playing field is so evened out that it's really interesting to see all these fights unfold, because you now get to the nitty gritty of how they did it, like what minute mistakes were they able to look at from the other team. And I think just like Afterglow, they kind of needed to be a bit together a little bit more here, but Avery having that Annihilation will allow them to do it here in this next engagement.
Yeah, Avery's gonna have to slow by all of this space, but it's not gonna do much good with this photon barrier in place. So it seems to be weighted out first, you would think, but we're still gonna go for the Annihilation here. Rather risky. You want that to stay up as long as possible, and you know, you got the power block that's gonna go ahead and work. All that damage being just thrown at this Ramatra is completely negated, and Afterglow bought the time to come back and flip that point once again. These 10 kills flying back and forth.
And that's exactly what I wanted them to do, where Avery really led the charge and the rest of Afterglow was able to peel and follow along. Now, as we kind of continue this percentage tick, we see that Bion still holds on to that photon barrier. Now, Kiki has been able to get a window, and it is now going here for Afterglow.
I love this initiative that they're taking. They're actually moving to the high ground. There's no more fights being taken on point, and that is big for Afterglow because they're forcing Less Than 3 to play in this small choke, which Avery can easily just pummel right on through. And if you're winning fights with that level of simplicity, this is looking good for Afterglow to close it out.
Definitely so, especially also Mickman's got that Blizzard online. They are able to get into a good position with it and really shut Less Than 3 out if they play this correctly. Whereas Less Than 3, Jaguar with that Annihilation, she could definitely do something here, but not if the Blizzard has anything to say about it.
You wanted McMahon to come up? There they are. Perfect Blizzard to counteract Jaguar's one win condition. For Less Than 3, there's nothing left in the tank for the team in red, and you're just gonna have to be satisfied with how Village went. A relatively close battle, 100 to 84%, and you know, these are still teams that are going to fight back and forth, MFG, and I expect that to continue, especially as we move forward through Nepal. However, the map we are going to look at is, going to be Sanctum, so I do want to see these compositions switch up potentially a little bit. This is all kind of up to the team's discretion of what they're most comfortable with.
And I'm eager to see what's going to happen because I was hinting at this before where I wasn't sure if this kind of brawly comp was going to work just because you kind of have to watch your footing a little bit here. And it looks like Mickman's kind of experimenting with some different DPS here, going from Junkrat to Torb to back on the Mei. So Less Than 3 also looking to experiment. Azali looks like she's going to come out on the Sojourn.
Okay. I'm looking at this composition. There's two very different goals that are going on, right? You're looking at Mickman and Bion with the isolate and destroy idea, whereas Less Than 3, they're going for more the split, divide, and conquer route here. You're looking at Reva to kind of get a lot of this pressure in on the supports, allow them to break off, get that focus fire in a different way from the Mei Hall, but in concept, works incredibly similar. But you just don't have the same amount of damage with output with that Mei, so Caro actually the one to fall first. Afterglow lacking mobility and no way out for them whatsoever. Nice shot from Bion on the way out. Less Than 3 though have looked incredibly strong. They've got control. They lost control actually of this little high ground here. So Afterglow are able to stabilize. The point has been unlocked, but they're gonna have to make the rotation into Less Than 3, who have already been established with Caro returning from the battle with a vengeance. There goes Little Lamb, and nothing left to say against the vengeful fist of Illusio.
We saw this work out in other matches where kind of these long, wide rotations actually pay off well. And Afterglow was really able to make sure everybody was on the same page and ready to go to meet Less Than 3 on the point. And now we see a little switch. Reva now opted to go on the Mei, so Less Than 3 kind of want to mimic what Afterglow is doing. I mean, it's a mirror aside from that one DPS spot.
It is a mirror, and that's kind of the interesting part of where this is going. I do like to switch over to the Mei, which you don't get to see that as much right now. It's Avery, though. He actually got cut off. It would have been such a great play if Kiki wasn't that on point with those immortality fields. So after all, they're going to be all right to live another day, but Less Than 3 managed to break through this incredible chokehold that they're putting out, but they're met with a frosty death. This blizzard freezing so many players up. Dragon Try is just layered on top. A little bit of extra flavor thrown in, and no matter what heroics Azali can pull off, this is going to gotta be another reset.
It's kind of the bit of DPS versus tank here because both people did a great job at getting the kills, but again, the tank just has pure sustain with both health and abilities, and that just kind of hurts because I think more people from Less Than 3 really need to be there to help Azali really make those railgun shots worthwhile, and now we see the team is here now and ready to flip once more, so can Afterglow hold on?
Kind of breaks himself on the outside. Avery managed to identify this wraparound. This is the perfect time to use the Annihilation. The Mei wall is up, preventing any escape. Yeah, I love this coordination. Afterglow have been doing this so many times over and over. Even if it costs them their life, they're fine with it. They're able to regroup, but they might have overplayed their cards here. That sound barrier keeps Jaguar alive with Annihilation of their own. These timers going to be running short all of the particle effects in the air. Afterglow, though, they saved that sound barrier. The level of discipline there from Caro to identify the proper moment to pull that out is big, because now Afterglow, they're on one fight from winning this map over, and it might just be over if this elimination doesn't come through. You manage to snag the Ramatra and the Baptiste, Azali, and the Mei working out incredibly well here to get this one done. Still a couple players remaining for Afterglow, but this is just something you gotta regroup. I'm not a fan of the Dragon Strike here, but if McMahon keep doing what McMahon's been doing, then perhaps there's a chance for this to come back.
Less Than 3 definitely came back after that because Afterglow, Bion coming to play here.
Okay, Hanzo do Hanzo things. I'm not gonna ask questions with Tree Trunk Chucker. Good old McMahon, though, still staying alive. This DPS duo of Afterglow. Bion and McMahon, I gotta say, a fight that Afterglow should have taken a full reset on. They never had to because Bion and McMahon kept catching Less Than 3 off guard in these positions. They were yet to regroup themselves. That Afterglow were just sitting and waiting, lurking for them to make those mistakes. And here they are back in that overtime scenario and looking clean to close out Nepal with a 2-0 victory. And, you know, while it was a 2-0 in favor of Afterglow, Less Than 3, they put up a fight, and I think we got a series on our hands.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I was going to say Afterglow had really nice ultimate cycling there where you mentioned how Caro waited to use the beat, but then Less Than 3 looked like they were actually able to sustain that, but it was Afterglow kind of being a little cheeky there with the kite back up the damage and then coming right there and catching Less Than 3 off guard and not giving them a chance to recuperate. But now it's Less Than 3's turn to choose a map and try to get themselves back in the running here. So what's like one of their #1 things they should probably focus on here?
When I I think when you look at less than 3, a lot of it is the speed in which they regroup, right? You look at how Afterglow was able to play, and a lot of this had to do with either Big Man or Bion having the confidence to stay within a fight and continue to take these eliminations. However, there wasn't necessarily a clear point or point of focus. After these fights cleared and we're in this strange little gray area, I think that's where we saw a lot of that struggle come in for less than 3. They didn't exactly know what the best route was for them to take. How do we regroup? Do we jump on the Mei? Do we jump on the Hanzo? Where do we go? And I think getting lost in that chaos was one of the larger issues that they had kind of in that map. And in control maps, that is a very difficult thing to do, is to find your balance, that control over the chaos, especially when you're working towards continuing to build up that scenery. So I think heading into our future maps, especially with it being hybrid, you're able to have more control of when and where these fights are taken in certain areas versus when you're playing the control maps. It's kind of everything everywhere all at once. So this is a map type that I believe is going to lend itself more to what less than 3 need to work on. However, it's not going to hurt their opponents whatsoever.
I agree. I think that less than 3 definitely is going to have a chance here, and it's Blizzard World. So again, lots of open areas for them to try to do something else here and really hone in on that focus fire, as we've been mentioning here. But again, Afterglow, they looked good on the Brawl, and I think that that composition can work on Blizzard World. So again, it doesn't really hurt anyone in the situation, but hopefully it will benefit less than 3 more than they think it will benefit Afterglow. Because of course, when you pick a map, you kind of have to judge that, where it's like, we are the most comfortable on this map, but the opponent might also feel the same way. So hopefully they will be able to really survive kind of through that. And again, a little preview for you guys. If we do not get to our 3rd map, then it is all curtains. If less than 3 manages to take Blizzard World, we will see a map 3 of Payload.
Yeah, big if on that question mark. This is where we did see Afterglow take their series, map number 2. This is where I believe they ended up going down here. So Marmaris was able to this is actually where they ended up winning. So this is the map that took them to that 3rd map initially. So Afterglow, clearly in a rather comfortable situation. It was a map pick that they wanted to do originally themselves. So less than 3, I wouldn't say they necessarily have an advantage, but if this is where they think they're going to most comfortable, you want to pull out this Ramatra comp once more, have Reva and Azali attempt this Mei Sojourn. I'm not against it, but is this really what you want to do, kind of knowing the nature of how this map plays? You're really forcing Afterglow to make some tricky decisions.
And maybe that's what they want to try to do, where they kind of are banking on catching Afterglow off guard here. And it looks like 2 very different compositions here coming in with these last few seconds to choose, where less than 3 is sticking to really what they ran on Nepal, whereas Afterglow looking a little different here. I know Avery's just trolling, but regardless, this kind of dive-esque, very speedy composition, Mickman on the Ashe could prove to be dangerous. A 3rd swap now, so back to what we saw in Nepal. So Afterglow didn't feel like they needed to pull out anything cheeky just yet.
No. I do appreciate that they did the scouting. A lot of teams would just kind of see what they got, like, oh, this doesn't work. We're going to try it anyways. Rush in, they lose the fight after the results, screw up the economy. Afterglow, they took the time, scouted out what they needed to do, and made the appropriate swap. So, again, in a mirrored situation, Bion, though, being on that Hanzo, this one-shot potential, I cannot emphasize enough how good that this is for a team. If you can just hit that one head that you need to do, especially on an off angle like that, that's essentially a less than 3 fight loss. There's nothing they can do much without their Baptiste. They need to rush forwards, forcing the rest of the team to go in, and that is awesome. You're denying the sightlines from Bion, but the rest of the team is getting rolled on at the exact same moment. While I loved the off angle, I loved the flank here, it didn't have that same frontal pressure that you wanted to see, and Afterglow couldn't capitalize on it.
And that kind of has to sting, because Bion definitely got 2 major players. I mean, both support out of the fight just like that. But again, no one from Afterglow was really there to provide the peel that was needed to really get themselves on the point. So less than 3 did a good job at really making sure that frontal pressure, as you mentioned, was taken care of and applied. So now Afterglow, again, going to have to try to make another decision here on how they want to combat this.
Yep, they're starting at essentially ground 0. Bion, amazingly, already up to that Dragon Strike after the insane plays they pulled out in the previous one. So Afterglow, that's going to be their way in, as well as this amplification matrix. You got all the zoning tools, but they need to use them properly. It's a little further back than I'd like because Jaguar can just walk in with his annihilation, but a nice May wall actually will deny most of the timer off that, so that doesn't get as much value, but this Dragon Strike certainly does. Bayan leaving them right into an unsuspecting little lamp here. No lamp to be able to save them from that one, and Afterglow, this is their fight to win, cleaning up the last couple of remaining players, and we question what is going to be the route to get back into the point, and I think we found our answer. Azali really the only one stopping the significant progress, managed to grab, I believe, 2 players off the back of it. Mickman still holding on to this little blizzard should they need it, but after Azali goes down, this is going to be Afterglow beginning that payload phase.
This was kind of the opposite of what had just happened the previous fight, where Azali came in for less than 3 and got some great picks, but again, no peels, so it didn't end up doing anything. And that kind of goes to show, I talked about it on Nepal, where the plays could be made, but I mean the peel and the players themselves who are making them, those all need to align as well to make those kills have value. And now Afterglow is going to try to get as much value as they can off of this attempted snowball here, especially with 3 ultimates on the board. Less than 3 though, they do have what it takes to try to take it back, and the wall already invested.
Yeah, this needs to be a snowball for Afterglow. They need to commit the resources first, and it looks like that's exactly what they were able to do, and this has just been Afterglow. They're on top of it. They're the ones controlling the tempo of when and where these fights have been taken. That has been their largest strength, and less than 3 has not been able to replicate that because Afterglow just beats them to any plan. They have it first, and they execute it better. So if less than 3 wants to stop this snowball, they need to do it here, and it needs to be an early Blizzard from Razor.
And this is really the point where they definitely need to do it because of the choke. Because if Afterglow takes this to the 3rd point, the spawn disadvantage that less than 3 is going to have is definitely going to kind of bite them in the butt later on. So they're really going to have to use this Blizzard effectively here. Whether it be taking out a specific playmaker like Avery or trying to freeze everyone up.
I mean, the Blizzard is certainly going to help with taking Avery out, but the defensive wall there actually ends up saving Avery for a little bit longer, and eventually after losing that tank, there's not too much Afterglow can do, especially in a composition where you rely having your Ramacha to take space. Afterglow, they just take the quick reset, they conserve the resources.
And this is the best case scenario for less than 3 because they got rid of Avery, finally managed to slow down Afterglow's snowball. And so now, even though they don't have any ultimates up there quite yet, they still need to do kind of everything in their power. But Mickman
gets one, gets another one onto Reva. Jeez, I thought the Hanzo was supposed to be the sniper, not the May, but hey, who am I to complain about that? Mickman has been on point with these icicles, but they're not out of hot waters yet. That annihilation coming in, and oh no, the overclock, while the resources were there, the eliminations were there. MFG, the touch was not present, so Afterglow went ahead, walked it on through. 3 minutes to finish out Blizzard World here, and they're gonna make sure they're gonna have to do it in least fights as possible with all these staggers.
That might be a possible miscommunication error on the side of less than 3 on who was around the card, but now 3 minutes and counting, as you mentioned, Shiny. Less than 3 really need to put something out there. Jaguar does have the annihilation. Little Lamb can also help here with this matrix. And Ashley, she's got that beat almost up there. Afterglow, though, they need to kind of be aware of this if they want to keep their snowball going.
Definitely time on their side for how they want to do this, but knowing what Afterglow like to do, I want to see them play this patiently, because obviously you got to understand that Ashley, they've been holding on to that sound barrier for quite a while, so knowing you have the sound barrier, you want to do your best to force that out with that amp matrix, or at least force that to back off so you can get a decent annihilation off. On the other end, Mickman, Blizzard tucked in towards the back lines, gonna go ahead and catch the other May. This guy has been on point. I mean, the amount of impact that Mickman has had has been absolutely ridiculous for what he can do. This is why she's called the evil Ice Queen, ladies and gentlemen. Mickman is just that player to understand and know what a May is supposed to do.
As someone who started off as playing May in Overwatch 1, I love to see that happen. And on the side of less than 3, I kind of wanted to say for a second there, it seems like Jaguar had a little bit of a late annihilation come out.
A little bit of a later one, but you don't have it now, and Avery certainly does. It's going out, and there's nothing Azali can do about it except for try to run and hide around as many corners as possible because the zoning is just there. There's not much that can be done about it. Avery picks up 2, but the defender spawns are going to come in massive. If less than 3, they land this within the next 10 seconds. yep, this is going to be them losing that battle. They're going to go back to the drawing board, but on the plus side, look how much Less Than 3 had to end up committing just to hold at their spawn.
It was a very expensive commitment, and Reva back onto the May. And as we get into that minute territory, Afterglow, they also used a lot, but Kiki's very close to their amplification matrix. So if Afterglow can continue with the aggression that they've been showing, it might be pretty easy for them here. But like I was saying earlier with the ultimate cycling, Less Than 3 kind of has to really hone that in and make sure that they're being used at the best of times, because when you use a Annihilation right after a Blizzard and your whole team's pretty much down, and then another ultimate comes right afterwards, you don't get anything done with it.
You need to be able to combo these up and have that conversation with your team, that you know what you're committing, you know when and how you're doing it. So now that you're in those final 30 seconds, Afterglow, they have one more conversation to be had to discuss the direction they want to take. And it's certainly the slow approach here. They're literally just hanging out. They're having a meeting out there. But guess what? Meeting adjourned. Time to attack Kiki. Amplification Matrix online, but Little Lamps is down just a little bit earlier. Everyone able to sneak away, but Jaguar caught in the grass. A lot of these power blocks coming out just to deny that damage. And you know what? Fight went long enough for Afterglow, or more specifically Mickman. That wing condition in place. A good old snowstorm chucked out onto the point. The sound barrier is certainly going to help. Is it going to be enough to keep the support alive? It seems so, just barely. Little Lamp, though, not having the greatest luck on the objective, and with that Baptiste down on both ends, most of this damage taken is going to be permanent, but Afterglow have the better follow-up, that superior focus fire that has just been present all game. And that's going to allow them to close out Blizzard World. No time on the clock, but a full completion is quite a nice accomplishment.
It does seem that focus fire is definitely something that Less Than 3 is struggling to take care of, because they have been trying to do the same things that Afterglow does, especially with the composition and Jaguar walking with the Ramatra, but just getting melted down so quickly there by the members of Afterglow isn't going to allow you to really practice the same thing. So I feel like Less Than 3 might want to play something a little bit different. I know how tempting it is and how sometimes mostly beneficial it can be to try to do the mirror matchup, but at the same time, if you continuously fail at getting the better of the other team, even in like minute fights, that might be a call to try to catch them off their guard with something unexpected. It does, though, look like Less Than 3 is going to stick to this meta-esque composition. Same with Afterglow.
Yeah, I'm not too shocked that there aren't any swaps. And I do want to point this out, though. Less Than 3, they haven't necessarily been getting steamrolled. Azali has been looking great on the Sojourn. I mentioned that having that one-shot potential on the Hanzo is usually better, but with how good Azali has been doing, been hitting the shots at the Sojourn, charging them up off of Avery, I mean, she's essentially been having the exact same impact, if not more, at times, especially on these latter two objectives. If Azali can continue to do what she's been doing on the attack before Bayan manages to take somebody's head off, then I have decent confidence that Less Than 3 is going to be able to perform well here, but a lot of eyes need to be placed on that Bayan-Azali matchup.
And I think that goes back to the focus fire, where if Less Than 3 can help enable Azali to get what needs to be done, then of course they'll definitely have the tools they need to really speed run this like Afterglow had. But it's definitely going to be a communication challenge for them here. And again, here comes this wide rotation that I've been favoring all evening.
I do love my live, especially on Bloodborne here. If you can get access to this high ground, your defense is in such a vulnerable position right now. So if you can, especially Azali, if Azali goes up there, you're going to have problems. But problems have already begun, and not for the team I expected it to. Less Than 3 do not have a May on their side anymore. Afterglow going to go ahead, walk right on in, and clean up house. Azali managed to grab one of her own, but too little, too late. Going to have to go back to the spawn, have a little party meeting with the rest of their team before they take another attack.
That was a good idea, but I think unfortunate positioning, because Afterglow is essentially already on the high ground in terms of like everybody there. So I don't think Less Than 3 expected that many players to be on the high ground or to get to the high ground as fast as they did. So again, showing Afterglow can really read the situation quite quickly and adapt. But Less Than 3 has the right idea of trying to kind of get Afterglow out of their normal position.
They do. They really do have the good idea here. getting to this high ground or at least taking it away from Afterglow, that is what I want to see them do. And, you know, they already have the positioning down and enabled Azali enough to get that elimination onto Mickman. But the fact that Little Lamp goes down again, MFG, I don't have a lot of faith for less than 3 to be able to hold on to this attack any longer. I mean, you keep losing your Baptiste like that, there's just zero hope for you to be able to close this one out without that healing.
Yeah, Tiny, I think you know, I know, we all know, as soon as your support goes down first, and the fight is practically over for you. And now, 2 minutes and counting for less than 3, so they're not going to panic just yet. Little Lamp does have that Ant Matrix ready to go, could be coupled with Azali's overclock if they want to. Afterglow does have a window of their own, but what else can they use here?
I don't even think it matters what they use. I think it matters if less than 3 can actually get to the point without losing a player off the back of it. Little Lamp has to stay alive here right now. They have all the tools to work with. If your Baptiste stays up, oh no, I don't know if that was a caster curse or not, but Little Lamp was on the other side of the point, right in Midman's sightlines there. This has just been a reoccurring issue for less than 3 right now, whether it's Little Lamp needing to be playing more with their team or less than 3 needing to protect their Baptiste better. This cannot be happening. You can't expect to win fights if this is a reoccurring thing.
That was a pretty big positional error, and we've talked about this also during the evening, where some teams have been able to catch out on those errors and really pounce on them for their benefit. So Afterglow really took that to heart by taking out Little Lamp first. Now as we come down to it, everything's gonna have to be thrown out.
It is, and the problem is that less than 3, they don't initiate, they walk in, they don't have a plan. Afterglow, they've been sitting and waiting for this moment the entire time. All of their ultimates were, or not all of them, but basically all of them were dumped into that fight alone. And while less than 3 still have something to work with, Afterglow are looking confident.
They are indeed, and it looks like Azali has lost that overclock there in that engagement. Now as we get below 30 seconds, less than 3 is kinda gonna have to commit to that stereotypical alt rush here. Afterglow though is definitely going to do the same, so it's gonna come down to execution, who can find some quick kills.
That's gonna be Bayan, the zoning ultimate. This Blizzard not gonna have the follow-up that you need. McMahon and Bayan, wonderful counterplay to what's been going on. If Jaguar goes down here, less than 3, they are pretty much about done. Afterglow just had superior ultimate management. They knew what they were doing, the tempo of these fights. They went in with the plan and they came out on top. This will be a map win and a series win for Afterglow 2-0, making up for those previous 2 losses and giving them a chance at a pretty decent seed heading into tomorrow.
You know, if you hadn't told me that, I would have never have guessed that Afterglow had lost, because they looked so clean, cohesive, and really dominant throughout this series against less than 3 here, where, like you mentioned just now, Tiny, their ultimate cycling and then their ability to really catch up on the other team's mistakes and really put themselves out there as a team to beat.
They really have. And you look at all the other teams within Group A as well. This is definitely one of the ones that has those stronger names that you recognize. They do have that name power, especially with Avery and McMahon alone. So you see these people, you know that they're all moving on to tomorrow in the single elimination parts of the bracket. So this is a team to watch out for. I want people to learn from them, understand how they were able to play. Because that Blizzard World map, I am so impressed by their defense specifically. And that is something that everybody needs to know about. That ultimate rotation was just on another level, and I will never not be impressed by that. So congratulations to Afterglow on that win today. They still have another game of Overwatch 2 to be played. Unfortunately, we won't be able to catch that one on stream. However, lucky for you guys, we got a lot of more Overwatch coming this weekend. So I'm going to give you a bit of an overview of what that is going to look like. Tomorrow, we are going to begin our bracket stage. Those seedings will be completed this evening, will be posted and ready to go on broadcast. We will have our Tomb streams again, both here on CGL1 and on the Kunoichi CGL Twitch as well. So both of those streams will have matches going all day, beginning at 4 p.m. Eastern. A little bit of an earlier start time today for these teams. Got a lot of games to go through. Wanted to make sure we can get through all of them. From that point, we will remain at 4 teams remaining in that bracket. Those 4 teams will then move on to Sunday double elimination round, is where we will be looking at after those top 4, and we will crown that victor, who will be taking home $350 as a cash prize pool. $150 going to that second place as well. So a lot of Overwatch to look forward to, and you're definitely not going to want to miss it. MFG, I've really enjoyed casting with you this evening and getting to see all of these wonderful people, both on the stream, on these teams, and you know, in the background as well. I want to give a shout out to everybody who was on the broadcast. We had a huge team tonight. We had 3 observers on both channels. We had producers. We had a team of, I think, 6 total casters that have been out today. So thank you to everybody who showed up, made this broadcast happen. Thank you to those teams for participating, doing your best, and having a fun, positive time in this Overwatch community that we've been able to create. And of course, thank you to Kunoichi and CGL for putting this event together. Shout out to Headrammer and Cherry as well. They've done so much work behind the scenes to make this happen. And you know, I just talked a lot, but I'm gonna rest my voice. So I know I'm gonna need it this weekend. I'm gonna do a lot of shouting because this is exciting and it is fun. This is all we got for you on the stream tonight. So make sure you follow both the CGL1 and Kunoichi CGL channels. Stay tuned, and we'll see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern.